Thorpdale Footy Ground, where we're watching Thorpdale will be playing Yinnar this afternoon. And welcome to fellow commentators. The Jeep, good afternoon.
Truck, how's things?
Good.
And day for it, couldn't ask for better conditions.
Certainly no wind out there. The ground is in perfect condition. And we're in for a great game of footy. And our other expert commentator is Dwayne Weck. Good afternoon, Dwayne.
Good afternoon, boys and listeners. I don't know about the expert, but I'll muddle along.
And we've got our stats man, Sam Crane.
Yes, good afternoon, trendsetters and thrill seekers. I need to also include the nerds and the squares because I understand you have feelings because it's Respect Month, and we're going to give a cracking call today, aren't we?
That's
Try
the objective, Samuel. That's the objective. Well, we have a look at the twos as a bit of a precursor to the senior game here, Truck. If the senior game's anything like this, we're going to see some goals kicked.
And we're going to go home at half time.
And that is the siren there to win the reserves game. And I can't do the maths. The numbers are too big for me, but they've kicked nearly 30 goals here, the Yinnar twos.
28-13 to 1-1. So a big win there for the Yinnar side. But as we said before, Thorpdale and Yinnar, they've been going through the motions 180 times, with Thorpdale 69, Yinnar 109, and 2 draws. Thorpdale's highest score was set in 1988 when they scored 34-24. Yinnar's best was 1972 with 28-17. Thorpdale's low was 1-2 in 2012, and Yinnar only 2 points back in 1988. And the big man in front, Ian Jennings, scored in, I got 1876. I think that was 1976 he scored that. So 50 years ago since Ian Jennings scored 14 goals for Thorpdale over Yinnar. And Thief Stanistreet has got the top for Yinnar with 13 goals. Thorpdale haven't beaten Yinnar since 2017. So, and the winning sequence is Yinnar 10 in a row. How do you see, Jeep, Thorpdale going against Yinnar today?
Yeah, I mean, I had a quick word to Daniel Taylor, the Thorpdale coach, and interestingly enough, Daniel is the last Yinnar senior premiership coach as well. I had a chat to him, and he's a little bit down in the doldrums. They're missing a couple today, Thorpdale, and he said that he thinks they can absolutely go with Yinnar, but he wanted to have his full side available to actually test them against one of the better sides. So he's going in expecting his side to give 110% as per usual. But what he basically said was, if we're at full strength, it would have given him a better indication as to where they sit against those top three. And as you guys brought to the airwaves last week, bad loss to Thorpdale last week when they went down to Newborough by a kick. That's your classic 8-point game there. So Thorpdale simply have to be up and about for this. They can't afford to start dropping games at home as well as losing games to the likes of Newborough. Not that Newborough are a bad side, but they're in that mix of looking for those spots in 5 and 6 that Thorpdale looking for as well.
Yeah, interesting thoughts there, Dwayne.
Yeah, I think I'd like to echo what Jeep says. He's correct there, but on paper, Thorpdale have got a reasonably good side on paper as individuals, but they didn't play like a team like last week, and Yinnar have been together for a long time, these guys, coming through juniors, and the blokes that they've had from other clubs have been there for a few years too, so they're a well-drilled, oiled machine, as they say.
Not to contradict you, Dwayne, because you're spot on with 99% of that, but one guy who hasn't been at Yinnar for multiple years is a new recruit to them this year, the hard nut inside mid, James D. Virgilio, and of course, he might have played for Thorpdale last year.
Yeah, well, there you go. There might be some fireworks, but we'll see.
A little bit of added spice to what's already probably going to be a big game.
Yes, well, I'm going the other extreme. I think Thorpdale will win this game solely because, yes, they lost the game that they shouldn't have lost last week, but then, played, a side that's probably fit enough if they were playing the seniors in the twos, they'd be a bit more competitive. So I think with having a soft game last week, Thorpdale having a bit of a harder task, even though they lost, I think they'll just get over the line.
Yeah, interesting one. I think Yinnar, as I said to Dwayne, coming up in the car, maybe about a 20-goal margin at the end of the game. I know it's pretty pretty hard on Thorpdale, but I hope they don't. I hope they get really close. But looking at the facts and figures at the moment, I think Yinnar are a very strong side, and they'll be right up there amongst the goals. And you've got to watch this guy, Lachlan Pratt. I think he's from the Neerim area. He scored a big 7 last week, so he'll be well on the way to get, and if he can kick 7, and Cade Grinstead Jones only got 4, so between them they got nearly half the score of Yinnar last week. But they're two of the main worries. But Thorpdale have a lot more worries. I think they've got to watch every man out there. Yinnar have got so many good players like Tom Robertson, James Jacobs and Brendan Chapman. These are all players that have been with Yinnar for a long, long time, and they know exactly how the Magpies play. They're in each other's minds, and they just think. They don't talk, they just get on with the game, and it's going to make it very hard for Thorpdale this afternoon.
Yeah, how do we go for a tip here, Dwayne? We've got Sam tipping Thorpdale to win, Truck tipping Yinnar by 20 goals. We're going to find some middle ground here somewhere.
Well, I don't, with Truck tipping them by 20 goals, I want to get in the car at half time because they'll be wanting to come up here and rip his head off. I think.
I do think Yinnar get the job done. 20 goals is a lot.
I'm with you. I reckon about 12.
Well, their reserves won by 27.
Yeah,
so
that's a reserves, mate.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting game today. We hope that the margin like that is nothing like that. We hope that there's a very competitive game, and there's within 2 or 3 goals at the end would be a good result for the whole game.
A couple of interesting matchups tomorrow, Dwayne. I know I'm always big on the ruckman because
I thought you might mention.
they start that off, but we do like to have a bit of fun at the ruckman's expense. And the Thorpdale team manager came in and said there's been a jumper change. Gavin Lowe, who's a chronically underrated ruckman in this competition, forgot his jumper. So that doesn't sum up ruckman for you. I've got to pack my boots, my shorts. Yeah, I'm good to go, boots and shorts. Don't worry about the jumper, but he'll be wearing number 18. He's going to be up against 2 ruckmen today. Jesse Bowe, who's come back to Yinnar after a few years away, and Bobby Linton will run through the ruck there as well. So Big Gav, who rucked last week, and you guys saw him last week, he's got a big job today.
Oh, massive job. I mean, he got pretty much most of the centre bounces against the sort of second stringer last week in Newborough, but their midfield couldn't shark the ball, and Jesse Bowe, he's a mountain. He'll probably get first tap to it. So their midfielders have got a lift today, Thorpe.
Yeah, as we're looking out there, Jesse Bowe, he's about 3 foot taller than anyone else around him at the moment. He's just having a practice tab out in the middle. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I haven't seen Jesse play for quite a while, so it'd be a good session. Players are going through their bit of pre-season. Come on, umpires, get your act together, get the goal umpires in the square, and let's get on with this game.
Yeah, Laurie wants to get home before someone comes up here and rips his head off.
I thought he might have been looking to get home and watch the Carlton replay.
Oh, no. St Kilda replay.
I'm sure
who
Craig's
would?
got it on there. Well, there's a game that you could burn quite easily. The first half of that St Kilda game.
Yeah.
But a couple of other midfield matchups for me. I'm really keen to see these 2 midfields go head to head. Jacobson, Di Virgilio, and it runs a lot deeper than that for Yinnar. They've got Sam Walsh who'll run through the middle there as well, and then a couple of kids in Flynn Schill and Clancy Mills. They'll come up against a really strong midfield today. Trav Patton will go through there for Thorpdale. And Anthony Tank Rosado probably playing game 3 back at Thorpdale this year after being at Morwell last year. Big, strong ox of a thing through the middle. And he'll make sure everyone knows he's around, I'm sure.
Yeah, they played him through the forward, mostly forward last week, but when the game needed to be won in the last quarter, they did chuck him in the middle.
From the games that we've seen, I think Mackay has gone up another level this year. What are your thoughts, everyone?
Yeah, Harvey's a ripping kid, still eligible for the under-18s competition. His maturity on the field has been the most impressive part of his game for me. No one's ever questioned his skills and his endeavour. His maturity as a footballer. He probably had just that little bit of smart aleck in him on the field when he was bottom-age thirds playing senior footy. And now I think he actually feels like he's just part of the senior side. He's not a kid filling in. And his football has been outstanding over the last month in particular. It's not just his goals. I think back to that Fish Creek game, and Williams for Fish Creek's one of the hardest hombres getting around in the midfield in the mid-gippy. And young Harvey, all 60 kilos, just charged straight at the big fella. drilled him in a big tackle. They hit the deck together. He helped him get back to his feet, and they jogged off to the next contest, which is a really solid effort from the young fella to do that. And I've got a funny feeling a couple of years ago, if he had drilled the big fella, he might have ruffled his feathers and been a bit of a smart aleck. But he's smarter than that now, and he does most of his talking with his shoes, which is fantastic because he can seriously play.
Yeah, just looking at some of the numbers out there, it's very hard to pick out a lot of the players going down towards the northern end of this ground. This ground runs south to north, so we'll pick them up this side of the centre, but, well, let's just find out which team is kicking where.
Thorpdale's coming to us.
Coming to us?
Yeah, which is good for you, Truck, because if Yinnar are going to win by 20 goals,
yeah, I won't need, yeah. I just tick a name as I go along. We'll make it up.
So
no, we
Jesse
won't.
Bow in the middle with James D. Vigilio. And that's the number 17 there.
Grinstead Jones,
Middle
yeah.
for you, Big Gritty, big up against Tank Rosado. So watch this space, Truck. Here we go.
As they go up in the centre, Bo gets the tap down to the ground, but get the first touch of the ball. Umpire all over it. He said ball it up back in the centre. Bit of push and shoving already, so not temperamental, but it could get that way. Ball up again. Bo is in there. He gets the tap, but it's Thorpdale who eventually get the kick out. It goes wide, and a good mark taken down there for Yinnar by McCall. Is that
was Jacobson.
Jacobson, he gets the ball now into the forward pocket for Yinnar.
So Shill gives off the handball there to the runner, Harry McCall, who goes goalward. He goes goalward, and that's a minor score to get things underway here at the far end of the ground. Harry McCall off the half-back flank. The drive-by handball opens proceedings with a minor score. And Thorpdale bring it straight back into play and go to the far side of the ground. And they keep it in that back pocket down there where Kane Grid said Jones on the mark, and I don't reckon he leaves that forward 50 now that he's squirt in the middle. So Thorpdale come out wide to the half-back flank, looking for the hyphen in Holland's Birch. Turned over there, picked up by Yinnar. They centre the ball, picked up there. No, drop there, and a very important drop too by Thorpdale because it's let Yinnar back in, and they've been able to trap that ball when they're forward 50. Those repeat stoppages in that forward 50, crucial for Yinnar.
Certainly is, as the ball is ready to be turfed up by the umpire. The players settle Bows in there. So is Patello. He can't get the knockdown. Thorpdale get the ball back from their half-back flank onto the centre wing towards the scoreboard side of the ground. Bit of pushing and shoving, man in front. Thorpdale, can he get the ball out? He can't. Eventually picked up by Stock. He gets the ball wide as Thorpdale come forward into their 50. Ball bouncing. No one can get it, but a free there for Thorpdale. Can they get the chance? They don't, as Yinnar get the ball out. Great mark taken on the side there by Clancy Mills. Mills gets the ball out to the centre wing where it almost goes out of play, and it does eventually get a throw in on the half about centre wing on the western side of the ground here at Thorpdale. So Yinnar going one behind so far. Thorpdale yet to score.
That was Robertson on the drive-by from Mills who kicked the ball up forward there, and they weren't able to keep it in place. So the umpire tosses it back in, half-forward flank for Yinnar. And we almost get what we think now is the mandatory secondary stoppage when the ball gets thrown in. It's basically may as well give it back to the central umpire and let him throw it up. And that's exactly what Harrow does. Flicks it up into the air. Bo gets a tap. They go boundary side. Shill gets hands on it. Flicks a little handball there to a teammate in space. The lead comes at him. The lead's a good one from Robertson, and he takes a mark about 35, 40 metres out from goal. Goes back for the first meaningful shot on goal for the day. And I've claimed Robinson live call, and now I'm going to the binoculars to double check that it's actually Will with the footy in his hand.
It is, yep.
That's great for my eyesight that you can see it without binoculars and I can't see it with them.
Well, I've got glasses. I've got a good pair of Specsavers.
So Robinson comes in and he's pushed it that far right that might come back with a MAGA hat on. He's nearly missed the whole 21 metres. Another minor score to Yinnar, 2 points. Thorpdale yet to trouble the scorers.
So we're not sure who's kicking the ball out. I think it's the fullback. It is Cougar Milson this afternoon. He kicks the ball out long up to half forward, but Yinnar have control of the ball, run into an open goal, and there's the first 6-pointer up for Yinnar this afternoon, and probably maybe one of many.
And if you want a little bit of salt into the wounds, Milson's kicked it in. Missed his target. Who picks it up and kicks the goal? James D. Vigilio. Back up against his old club, his second touch, and it's the first goal of the game. And Jimmy D will be very, very happy with that.
Yep, Scotty, at the moment, contested possessions, Yinnar are on 10, same for uncontested possessions, and Thorpdale, they're getting sliced by Patila. They've only got 7 for contested and 5 for uncontested, and their tackles are the same. They've got 5 each.
So level pegging there on the tackles, ball in the centre of the game. The umpire ready to throw it up. Who can get a bow? Great tap. Tries to get the ball himself, but the ball goes out. Free tackle on a Thorpdale player. Get a free kick in the centre of the ground. So now Thorpdale with control of the ball. Britton, he goes wide to the wing, looking for the lead. Can't find it, but eventually picked up by Thorpdale as they run forward. A push out there, push and shove. Push out there with the umpire says play ball. Caught with the ball is Yinnar player, and Thorpdale will get the free kick, and that'll be taken by the Jeremiah Jones. He gets a handball across and the kick up forward towards the goals on push out there. Ball running free. A good pick up by the player in Heath Ferguson, and Heath Ferguson has put the score on the board for Thorpdale. A good manoeuvre right on the goal line he was. Turned out he evaded 2 Yinnar players and popped it through on his left boot.
Sam McCulloch will be filthy about that, Dwayne. They the 6'8" ruckman on the goal line. Dean Linton man on man with the goal scorer. Yinnar couldn't kill the footy.
Yeah, they had a spare right on that young bloke too. And I didn't just switched off and didn't, was ball watching more than anything. Yeah, he will be very filthy.
So that was a good reply by Thorpdale through Heath Ferguson, little man, and the ball back in the centre again. Ball up, Bo's there. He's a tall one. No one gets the tap down. Could go to Rosado. He gets pushed over, and he comes like a bulldozer through the pack up to the forward line into the pocket. Good lead put on there. That player in Jeremiah Jones. He missed the ball. Ball goes free. Umpire says free kick to Yinnar. Yinnar in the back pocket. Quickly moved the ball quick by Walsh. He goes to the centre wing, and Yinnar now have control of the ball. Inboard to Geary. Oh no, it is at Linton. He goes
Geary.
Geary was. He goes up to the forward line where Yinnar now into attack. Could have been a free kick, no, but Thorpdale jump all over the ball. Everyone's appealing for holding the ball, but the free kick will go to Thorpdale in the back line. Move the ball quickly up to the half-back line. Thorpdale now, centre wing, looking one-on-one there. Good mark taken by Rosado. He goes into the centre wing. Ball is running free. Who can get control? No one. Ball running towards the boundary. Yinnar get pushed over, holding the ball, and the umpire says you held it too long, and the free kick will be taken by Thorpdale about 45 out, and that player to take it will be Jeremiah Jones. Jones now runs on the boundary line, lines up for the goals, coming into the square. Players want a good mark taken by Nixon Hall for Yinnar. Nixon Hall now moves the ball from half back. He goes wide, no one to there, over to the scoreboard side of the ground. A good play there by Yinnar now with Shill. He brings the ball up to the centre wing. Now Yinnar have control, rolling into forward, and the big man himself comes out. Grinstead Jones quickly tries a pass up to the forward line, and it's taken well down there for Yinnar by number 20. By Lachlan Pratt, the full forward for the day for Yinnar, who scored 7 goals last week, so 8 in 2 games won't be a bad reward for Pratt. So Pratt now lining up the hang on, the umpire's come in, he's whistled. Sorry. The umpire's running right up to the goal square, he's giving him a 50-metre free kick. And he'll be placed right on the goal line. Didn't see what happened there, maybe a bit of gobbing off or something. But anyway, Pratt has the ball in the goal square and waiting for the free kick to give another goal maybe for Yinnar. He did so, and that's a goal for the Magpies. They go to 2 goals, 2 to 1 goal.
Yeah, good play out there on the wing by Mick Geary. Really ran hard. Ball didn't get kicked to him that well, but he still picked up the loose footy, turned, centred the footy, and then they find Grinstead Jones, who's on a long lead. He would have been 50 out. Can't kick that far anymore. And the chunky little hamstrings have been torn right off the bone there, but he laced out Pratt, who's just continued in that red-hot form. Now, I saw Pratt last week, and every goal he kicked was pretty much from the boundary line, so he would have been more than happy with that one to get the mark directly in front and the 50 to put it over the goal umpire's hat from the goal line. Rightio, so back in the middle we go. Looks like we've got the two big boys will go at it again in the ruck there. Up they go, and Linton this time beaten by Lowe, brings it down. Umpire's found a free kick though, umpire Harrington that is, and it'll go the way of Rosado in the middle. He kicks out in the direction of Gorman. Gorman sits underneath it. Chapman comes in, Fish from behind. Ball at ground level to be one. Snap around the corner. Instant reply yet again, and that's a cracking finish there.
Sean
Fella.
Yeah.
Right spot, right place, right time, and then a quality finish around the body. And it's been tit for tat. The 20-goal margin looks at risk at this stage. Truck is Thorpe are up and about.
Very good. Good reply.
Yeah, I agree with you, Scotty. Inside 50s, Thorpdale 6, Yinnar 9, and Yinnar are only 1 point above in front.
And you're pretty right there, Sam, because the scoreboard said the same thing. It's 2-2 to 2 goals straight. 2 points the difference.
So Linton again to do the ruck work against Lowe. Let's see if we can get another one straight away here and really get the excitement up and about Truck.
Yeah. As the waiting for the umpire coming in, throws up Linton against Patillo. He gets the knock down to the ground, and no one can get a clearance out there. Stacks on the mill. Umpire will come in and ball it up. Says, well, this is a repeat thing. They usually have two in the throw up. As they go up now, no one can get the tap down. Rosado's in there using his weight, pushes through like a bulldozer, gets tackled around the neck. Ball says umpire says you're holding the ball. As you know now, get the free kick. Quick hand pass, moving the ball quickly through Jacobson. He goes up to the forward pocket where nearly a mark has been taken down there for the Yinnar side. Quick hand pass, but Thorpdale trying to defend through Milson. He can't get a kick as the Yinnar now they're struggling up there, the forward line. Good pressure there by Thorpdale. Yinnar get the hand pass out. Geary on his left foot lines up the goal and the mark in the square by Milson for Thorpdale. He goes wide out to the pocket now. The Blues suddenly stopped. They had momentum but decided to move up into the centre forward where the free kick has been taken by the Thorpdale player.
Collins Birch in the long sleeves.
So the hyphen now, he gets the ball left to far side of the ground. Now they're moving the ball. A low daisy burner down there, but Thorpdale couldn't pick up the crumbs. The umpire says play on as Thorpdale get the free kick from the closer umpire. Thorpdale now had the ball on centre wing. Can bring the ball forward, but tackled under pressure there. A kick off the ground's required, but a good pick up there by Yinnar, very swift player, up onto centre wing, taken down there by the Magpies. They move the ball across from the scoreboard side inboard to the centre, looking for Shill. He can't get the ball. Ball goes to ground now. Can Thorpdale do anything? They can't. They're coming through. It's Geary again. He gets the ball up to the forward line. Grinstead Jones pushed his opponent out of the way. The ball goes into the pocket. Now Yinnar have a chance to score. If they can steady, they don't. They go inboard, and there's a pass there, quick around the corner, and it's a mark to Thorpdale in defence. Now Thorpdale bring the ball across to the western side of the ground. Sun in the eyes of some of the players. They misjudged the ball, but Thorpe are coming well. They're playing well. Could they get a goal out of this? They could do so. A good mark in front has been taken there by
Pickering.
Shannon the Pickering. He could line this one up.
Well, big Jesse Bowe putting the hard yards in here to get down on the goal line, the big 6'8" ruckman. Impressive stuff, that, because Pickering's going to kick this from 45, and he's going to have to find the extra 2 metres now with the big boy down on the goal line.
And everyone's gone into the goal, into the square. There's no one out wide for Thorpdale, just in case it's a missed kick. But Shannon Pickering has a chance to put Thorpdale ahead. And what's he done? He's kicked well, he's kicked truly, and he's kicked a goal. So now... I'm feeling a bit embarrassed at the moment as Thorpdale now go to 3 goals straight to Yinnar 2 goals 2.
Good team play there by Thorpe. They moved the ball really well from the back half. They weren't able to necessarily find the targets. They put it out in front of their runners, and they just kept the ball in motion the whole time. It meant the Yinnar defence had to stay one-on-one. They couldn't zone off and support. Pickering one-on-one beat his opponent in the marking contest and goes back and goals. The strength of the Yinnar defence over the years has always been their ability for a Chapman or a Robinson or a Stolk to zone off and help out. But when that ball's in motion like that, you just don't get the opportunity to do so. So back in the middle we go now. And it's going to be Big Bo back in the ruck. He can't get his hands on it first, and Thorpe will go forward yet again. They kick the ball in. There's one-on-ones in front of the footy down here. Gorman flies for it. Stolk's the first one to get back to it. Robinson offers a Shepherd. Rosado runs straight over the top of him. There's a little kick off the ground, and they've got another one. Back-to-back they go. And that finish there was by Jeremiah Jones. He's not a bullfrog. He's a goal kicker.
There's certainly 4 goals up for the Thorpdale side. They must, Yinnar would be thinking, what's going on here? We're on top of the ladder. We're near the top of the ladder. These guys got beaten last week, and we're being beaten at the moment. 4 goals straight.
Yeah, but Thorpe are actually getting it out of the middle. After the first touch of the ruckman last week, they couldn't get it out the middle, but this week they are getting it out of the middle and they're more proactive up forward.
That's correct, because they've won the last few set of clearances, and they've got the chocolates at the moment.
So it'll be Bo again to do the work for Yinnar. And he gets a clear hand on it, but yet again the ball hits the deck and it's Thorpdale coming forward. They kick it out in front of Gorman. He leads his opponent to the ball. Another little kick off the ground. And then Chapman picks it up and says, not on my watch. Gets his hand to it. Robertson comes in. He gets tackled. It's on. It's 100% heat out here from Thorpdale. They are more than up and about.
Oh, Rosado, stop him.
Collins Birch gets his hand on it and jukes a little handball out to Britton. The umpire says he didn't handball it. He Chuck Norrised it. And Yinnar will take a relieving free kick on the far side in front of the scoreboard. And they need this free kick just to settle things down. They kick forward, find Linton. He gets a 2-handed mark. Stretches, gets told to play on. He comes right into the middle of the ground. Clancy Mills stands there. He gives a handball off to the running McCall. No, he feigns a handball, then comes back and kicks it. Gets his kick partially smothered, picks it up himself, runs into the forward 50, drills it long and hard. Loose ball there to be won at ground level. Hard tackle laid, and the umpire will ball this one up about a kick and a half from the Yinnar goal. And Thorpdale up and about.
They're putting the pressure on Yinnar as well, yeah. They're making very hard for Yinnar to decide where to go.
So Bo does the ruck work now. He gets it into a little bit of space. No one able to take the ball cleanly. It's a hot footy to be won. Umpire Harrington comes in. And no, it's not. He balls it up.
Oh, I reckon it is.
He tosses it in the air. Thorpdale win the tap down this time. Rosado can't quite get his shoe to it, and he gets barreled over. Ball comes forward. Mills puts his head over it. Runs in a straight line. Handball to Geary. Geary finds space where there isn't any. Gives a little handball off to a teammate there in Will Robinson. Will Robinson puts it to the top of the square. Ball there to be won. Handball flicked across. Thorpdale will just set up from defence here again. And this is a space they used last time to transition the ball end to end. And they're off again on the wing. This time I've got better coverage. Kick down the line to Gorman. It gets over the back of his head. He's got Linton for coverage. And the umpire says you can't hold on to him, Mitch, when he hasn't got the footy. And Linton will take the free kick on the half-back flank. And we'll see if Yinnar look to switch and come back through the middle and attack. And that's exactly what they do. They find Mills in the middle of the ground. He gets down onto one knee. Gets up, plays on straight away, goes as long as he can down in the Grinstead-Jones direction with Pratt. Geary's there as well. And it looks like Geary's got his hands on it. He'll go back and have a shot from about 30 out directly in front.
Geary's been playing very well.
Yeah, front of the pack there. Very smart footballer. Drop short.
So Geary now with the ball on the about 50 out. Probably dead in front from our angle anyway. So Geary lines up the ball. Can he make a number 3 for Yinnar? And the ball drifts to the left. And it's
hit the
post. And we got a minus score only for Yinnar. Go to 2 goals to 3. Thorpdale 4 goals. So a bit of a miss there. 5 shots a goal for Yinnar. 2-3 is the result. Yinnar bring the ball out. Thorpdale bring the ball out from defence. Got the ball in the back pocket. Just taking their time. Milson now, long kick up onto centre wing. Flies one, a man over the top. He hurt himself too. Couldn't pick that player out. He's still on the ground. He's injured. Not moving at all. As the ball now is in the centre wing. Kick off the ground by Thorpdale. As the umpire will come in and pay a free kick to Yinnar. Thorpdale actually through Pickering. He goes to go back. And the free kick will be taken on the centre
It
wing.
was Jesse Bowie that went down in the marking contest, but he's up now. He's going to make his way over to the boundary line unassisted, but doesn't look like he's going at 100% rat power, that's for sure. But good to see him up and about. So Thorpdale centre wing coming to attack yet again. Plays on and gets onto the left leg, goes a little half shoe, too cute by half. Runs back in, does some handiwork via Handers Gorman, gets it out there towards Britton, shovels off a handball, probably puts his teammate under a little bit more pressure now. They get a little bit of space. Kick forward to the one-on-one, going back with the flight of the foot in. A solid mark there taken by Heath Ferguson, I think. Ferguson marks in front of Robertson. And he's on a 45-degree angle about 30 metres out from goal. You would suspect, based on where their rooms are here, Truck, this is where you'd have about 100 shots from on a Tuesday and a Thursday night at footy training. He wastes no time and goes back. Goal umpire does not move, and that's Ferguson's goal. And that really keeps things interesting on the scoreboard there, Sam.
Yes, it does. We're a little bit early from, being 20 goals in front at half time, but you never say never as a
Score, Sam.
Yep.
What's the score, Sam?
I can't see the scoreboard. It's
Scratch
five,
man.
5 goals straight to 2 goals, 3 as in Thorpdale in front.
Yes, definitely. Thorpdale's on at the moment. 5 goals against Yinnar in the first quarter is certainly something to brag about. There's the ball back in the centre again. Bo gets the tap down. Rosado's in there for Thorpdale. Falls over a Yinnar player. Gives away a free kick. And Yinnar now will take the kick in the middle through the Mills now. He kicks the ball up to a half forward. People behind as Thorpdale now can get the ball. Good tackle laid upon the Yinnar player fighting over the ball. Umpire says play ball, but Yinnar eventually pick it up and kick the ball wide, and the ball goes out of play on the back forward pocket for the Yinnar side, very far into this ground. 5 goals straight plays, 2 goals 3 with Thorpdale leading in this match, and we've played. Can't see what
Only 21 minutes, I think.
Much cleaner ball into the Thorpdale 50, which helps. And here we've got the throw in down at the far end in our goal scoring area. Rosado's down there doing plenty of dirty work. Loves getting his hands and knees covered in mud, laying the tackles, doing the grunt work. Really pushing his side down there, Tank. So we'll toss this one up. That secondary stoppage we often speak about. Harrow tosses it in the air. Yinnar win the tap. There's no space down there. Now it ends up in the hands of Hollands Birch, the hyphen. He goes long and wide. The boundary line's his friend here, and that's exactly what he gets. Gets the ball about 80, 90 metres away from the Yinnar goal, and I think Thorpdale will be more than happy with that. They'd be really impressed with their first quarter. 5 straight to Yinnar's 2-3. We're up to about the 22, 23 minute mark of that first quarter here. And the umpire will throw this one in about 80 metres around from the Yinnar goal. So up it goes, down it comes, no one able to get a hand on it. The ball will trickle back over the boundary line now. I think we've gone boundary line throw in, ball up back to boundary line throw in.
Yeah, complete repeat, isn't it? All right, waiting for the boundary umpire now to throw it in. Players are setting himself. Rosado's in there. So is Bo, who can get the tap. No one gets the ball to the ground. Thorpdale all over it, pushing the back. Umpire come in, and we'll have a free kick to Thorpdale. No.
Ball up.
No, it's a free kick to Thorpdale on the back line. Rosado gets the free kick. He was in and under the ball, and a couple of magpies fell on him. As he goes wide to centre wing, goes to him, man behind. He fumbled with the ball. It was a chance, good throw out there by the Yinnar player. Not seen by the umpire. As the ball now goes through Linton up to half-back where Thorpdale have control of the ball through Rosado. He goes into centre ball. Interception there for Yinnar. A terrible kick though forward as you Thorpdale. Good defence, handball out of trouble into centre wing, where a mark has been taken there for the Yinnar side through
Virgilio.
DBD. As the ball is in the half-forward line for Yinnar. Stacks on the mill. The Magpies eventually pick it up. Get the hand pass out. Player come in. He was dumped after he kicked the ball, and a mark in the goal square for the Thorpdale side through Milson. Good defence there by Thorpdale.
So on the last line of defence, they go to the coach's box side now, and they go long and wide. Out towards the hyphen again. Hollands Birch can't get his hands to it. Ball gets out the back of the contest. Look to keep it alive right in front of the coach's box and do so. They'll now turn it into attack. Kick goes in the Robinson direction, getting down there nice and low, slides in on the knees and takes a grab. Gets up straight away, comes through the middle of the ground. Mark taking it true centre half forward. Leeds coming at him, and there's the easiest one of the lot. 25 out, 25 metres in front. Shill plays on straight away, goes down to the bottom corner. Mark taken, and that might be Will Robinson down there.
Got the pink boots on.
Well, orange, I think.
Oh, orange boots.
So either way, he's hard up against the boundary line, about 35, 40 metres out. It'll take a very, very good kick. So in he comes, set shot. Goes on its way. Distance shouldn't be a problem. And it goes skinny side for a minor score only, which has been the tail of the tape. Down in forward 50 efficiency areas, I think Thorpdale's would be significantly higher than Yinnar's. Yinnar now move along to 2 goals, 4. So 6 scoring shots, 16. Thorpdale 5 scoring shots, 30.
As the ball has been kicked long into the centre wing towards the scoreboard. Now Yinnar have the control of the ball at centre wing. Quickly move the ball through Mills. Quick hand pass. Now they've got going, and the ball is in the centre half forward for Yinnar.
Mills again.
Mills.
Been good today, Clancy.
So he's looking for leads. His players running everywhere in the forward line. But he said, no, I'll have a crack. And he kicks the ball long and low towards the behind post where a mark has been taken. In defence by Thorpdale. Quickly move the ball onto the left side of the field as the Blues now bring the ball up towards the centre. No one can get the ball pushed out, says the umpire. Free kick goes to Thorpdale.
Jones.
Centre wing. Jeremiah now has the ball. Just slowing things down a bit. He got no one to kick to, really. He's going to kick long, just looking, hoping and praying that a Thorpdale player would be underneath it. But unfortunately, it was a Yinnar player. And here they go wide now. A good move by the Magpies up the centre wing. Man by himself as he just stops and props. Doesn't know what to do with the ball.
Jacobson.
He goes into centre wing where there's about 4 or 5 Thorpdale players. They intercept. Patello got stripped of the ball. Ball goes to ground, and the umpire says, play on. Yinar's playing down there. Tripp says the umpire, and the free kick will go to Yinnar.
Mills.
He goes ready for the forward line, looking for a lead. Decides to kick long and hopefully that a Magpie will mark it. Ball goes in behind the pack. In there is Thorpdale as they run the ball through, and that player there was Anthony Rosato playing down the back line in the last line of defence. Another behind for Yinnar. They go to 2 goals 5 to 5 goals straight.
Ball's taking up residence down there. They can't get it out, but they can't get one through the big sticks either, They need a late goal here. As Thorpdale get told to play on from fullback, so play on they do. Long and wide, they go to scoreboard side. Hollands, Birch and low the targets. Ball hits the deck. No one able to pick it up cleanly initially. Handball comes backwards from Jacobson. Walsh in a little bit of space there. Gets a handball back to Stolk. Stolk goes to the danger spot. 40 out directly in front of goal. And that's another mark in defensive 50 to Thorpdale. They are racking up taking catches down there. They can't get it out, but they just keep catching it and kicking it wide and stopping Yinnar from scoring. And they do exactly this again. They get the ball into the hands of the big ruckman in low. He goes thump down the line. He gets the kick out the back towards Britain of the Ben variety. He gets a lovely handball over the top into space. Now it's got Yinnar's name written all over it, and they go through the hands. Stolk ends up with it, comes back through traffic as the siren sounds to end a fascinating first quarter of footy. The scoreboard says it's Thorpdale 5 goals straight 30, Yinnar 2-5-17. I'm telling you it's 5 scoring shots to 7, and that feels about right, but the scoreboard dictates the result, doesn't it, Troy?
Certainly does, the way that Thorpdale played. When they got the ball out of the middle, they made sure that they had excessive players up forward. And when the ball went down to Yinnar's way, it looked like that Thorpdale had extra men down there, because every time it went down there, there was a Thorpdale player taking the mark, and I think it was about 8 out of 10 shots down towards the far goal that Thorpdale were in defence, and also that Yinnar was spraying their kicks a bit. A couple of deliberate shots at goal went wide, one hit the post, so 2-5. And they wouldn't be too happy with that result, but I know that Thorpdale would be happy with their 5 goals straight. It'd be interesting to see what happens this quarter. Dwayne.
Yeah, Thorpdale's defence was fantastic in that quarter. They took a lot of intercept marks and were quite assured passing to each other down the back, whereas last week they just, they were missing targets left, right and centre. Today, much better performance by Thorpdale down back. Doing well in the middle as well with Rosado, knocking blokes over left, right and centre. And when they do go forward, Thorpdale, they look a chance because they're kicking to the right spots. Whereas Yinnar, it was an even quarter. It was a scrappy game. It's not what they like. They like to get it out wide and run it and play on and spread. But Thorpdale, their tackling and the commitment to the player and the ball was first rate that quarter.
Okay, goal scorers for the quarter: Sean Feller 1, Jeremiah Jones 1, Shannon Pickering 1, and Heath Ferguson 2 for Thorpdale. For Yinnar, it was Lachlan Pratt and James D. Virgilio. But, Jeep, how'd you see that quarter go?
The outstanding defence from Thorpdale. They must have taken a dozen marks in their defensive 50. Milsom amongst it down there regularly. Britton down there as well, clunking a few. I thought Clancy Mills was outstanding for Yinnar. He's only a young fella, first year of open age footy. Has played a lot of senior footy, so he's got more experience in his age. But he just kept popping up and getting his hands on the footy, and he makes good decisions with it. Put the heat on a couple of blokes that I don't think we said their names enough. I think Jacobson needs to get more of it for Yinnar to drive the ball forward, and they just need to tidy up how they're kicking the ball into that forward 50. They've had 4 or 5 targets down there. They've got Will Robertson, they've got Geary, they've got Grinstead Jones, they've got Will Robertson down there. Find a target. You got enough blokes down there that are mobile and moving, and if not, get it long to the top of the square and let Pratt go about his work. But I think with the number of inside 50s Yinnar have had, if they can tidy up their entries, I think they'll get the job done. But advantage Thorpdale on the scoreboard, and they've got the belief now. You never give a sucker an even chance.
That's it.
Right. The stats, all right, tackles, 16 Thorpdale, 17 for Yinnar, 7 clearances, Yinnar 3, Thorpdale 7 inside 50s. This is a horror movie stat. Thorpdale only 11. Their counterpart is 20, and you can understand why the opposition coach Sam McCulloch would be a little bit off his chops. Contested possessions was 36-28 as to 38-29. Free kicks relatively the same, but the key point is when Thorpdale got their uncontested possessions, they were very smart and they used it efficiently, whereas the other team kept bombing the ball on forward line.
Okay, we're going to go back to the studio for some messages and be back here for the start of the second quarter. Quarter time here, 5 goals Thorpdale, 2 goals, 5 Yinnar. come back from their huddles. And what would the Yinnar coach be saying to the players?
Oh, look, he's pretty level-headed as a coach, Sam. And I think it's just going to be a case of tidy up your forward 50 entries. I just think that there's no point doing the chewy over that quarter. You're playing a side that everyone expected to be a top 4 side. Sure, they lost last week, but Thorpdale aren't a bad football side. So you've got to say they've got the right to play some good footy. But if they can tidy up their forward 50 entries, I think still get the job done comfortably. Having said that, he wants to put them away too. You don't want to come into a last quarter at the home ground to take Thorpdale on and try and run them down from behind. So big couple of quarters coming up here. Really looking forward to them.
So waiting for the ball up in the middle. It's score is 5 goals to 2 goals 5 with Thorpdale kicking down to the northern end. Ball in the centre. Bowes in there. Who can get the tap down? It's Thorpdale. Get the ball through low. He gets the ball to the ground. And they're up forward from the centre. A good trap out in the centre half forward. The Thorpe boys, Rosado, gets a hand pass. But the umpires paid a free kick to Thorpdale. And that player there was... Gorman. He picks the ball up, lines the ball up onto the left forward pocket. Great mark taken down there. Umpire didn't pay it. Ball goes to ground as the Thorpdale into attack, but it's getting the ball onto centre wing. But they're just staying very close down there to the boundary line. But a good intercept mark there by Thorpdale on centre wing in front of the scoreboard. He sends the ball, looking for teammate, can't find him. Yinnar in the way through Jacobson. He gets the ball now in half forward, half back for the Magpies. He goes a chip kick, finds his man too. Now Yinnar have the options to go forward.
So that's Shill.
He goes back into the centre. And, Linton, is it, with the
Mills.
He goes forward. Now the Magpies are playing chip and shot as they're looking for the loose man. Now a long kick is required. It's a terrible kick into the forward line. In there is a Nelson, but quickly picked up by Patillo. He gets tackled. Umpire said free kick to Yinnar. Unfortunately, Patillo is running for the ball, but got tripped over, fell onto Geary and gave the free kick away.
Now, that doesn't summarise the way Yinnar are going about it. They've messed around with the footy, and then their kick into the forward 50 was a dog's breakfast yet again. That's the kick they've got to get right. And I'm pretty sure that was Pat Kearns that time, and Geary was good enough to keep it in there with the tackle, so they get their shot on goal, but that's got to hit a target. So Geary, from about 35 on a 45-degree angle, he's got it through the big sticks, and that's exactly the start the visiting side would have been after. A quality finish from a quality footballer in Mick Geary. But that kick into that forward 50, that's the one, Dwayne. Let's keep an eye on that for the second quarter.
Yeah, I think it was Jackson Notman, mate. And he did it in the first quarter as well. He just doesn't steady. He just put it like a soccer kicks it, and it goes along the ground. So he's lucky that time that Geary put a good tackle on the opponent. But, yeah, like you said, the inside 50 disposals are poor.
So back in the middle we go. It's going to be the big ruckman going about their business back in the middle. Bo gets over the top and gets a little pinky to it. No one's able to get it clear. A little hack kick goes forward for Thorpdale. Yinnar with numbers in the half-back flank. Ends up with McCauley. Turns the Jets on. Flicks a handball there to a teammate. Yinnar go through the hands yet again. Now the kick comes in. The lead comes out there from Will Robinson. Gets one hand to it. Can't complete it. Good pressure, but the tackle was a little bit high. So Big Robbo will take it. 2 kicks from home. Get it in there quickly. Let's put it on Pratt's head. And he goes sideways. This is instructional football. Obviously, they've been told to go this way. And they're going to look to spread again. And now McCall goes long. Pratt, 1v1. The big boy gets his bum in the business. Puts the one Duke out. Can't swallow it. Geary front and centre overruns it. Pratt goes in and lays a tackle. Umpire stalks. And he says, toss it up. Give it to me, boys. And Pratt puts his hand up like someone said who wants to go home early at school. He wants to do the ruck work. Let's see if he grabs this and has a snap. You can't get a hand on it. It's Patton who gets a hand on it. Now they go through the foot of Pickering. His little outside of the shoe kick finds a teammate in the half-back flank. He rides half a bump. And now they go long down the line. The big lead comes from Gorman. Numbers around him. 3-4 go up for it. No one able to take the mark. They stacks on the mill at ground level. And umpire Harrow says, get off him. Get off him and give him a kick. It was too high. Big Jesse Bow comes in. And he stands 3.5 metres away from his direct opponent and shoves him in the chest because his arms are that long. But Yinnar with the free kick on the half-back flank in front of the coach's scoreboard, and they're going short and wide again. This is clearly what Sam McCulloch, the coach, has asked them to do, because they just keep chipping around. Leeds being coming, Leeds being on it, and now they go long down the line. They set underneath it. Mark comes out the back. The Thorpdale player claims it off 4 sets of hands. The umpire says, not on my watch, so he plays on. And he plays on beautifully to the middle of the ground. And Burgess gets it and goes wide, and they're off to the races here. Centre wing, through the middle, lead there by Jones, gets over his head, the long sleeve of Britain comes in, can't pick it up, and Shill says, we'll have it back, thank you very much. And the black and white's off to the races through Di Virgilio. He kicks towards Grinstead Jones, outside of 50, can't complete the mark, ball on the ground, Rosado to Patton, and Thorpdale go back into attack, spits over the top of a contest on the half-ball flank. They run round, snapshot for goal, and Yinnar's turn to take defensive marks now. And they'll settle things down at the back end of the ground through Robinson. And he switches long and wide, and they are in all sorts of space out here. Cheech and Chong haven't seen that much grass. Comes back through the middle of the ground, finds a teammate inside defensive 50 still. They go another short kick. Top of the goal square, Di Virgilio puts it under his arm and takes off. Handball to Shill. Shill looks up and sees a sheet of blue, has to pinpoint one, and he does. Finds Harvey, the wall banger, Mackay's got it. Robinson short, Pratt the longer option. He splits the difference and finds the boundary line about 30 around from the Yinnar goal. Still that last kick into the 50, Dwayno?
Yeah, they got O'Connell as a spare back, and they're using him once they get the ball from the defence, and he ran forward that time, and they should have quickly, gone through the corridor while he was down the forward line, but they didn't.
So he tossed this one back into play. Pratt chucks it out of the ruck, gets a little handball off there to the run, McCarvey. Harvey goes bang, and Harvey goes skinny side, minor score only. But good play out of the ruck there from Pratt to find Mackay on the drive-by. Thorpdale will kick this one in, and that'll be Jacob Patullo to do the kicking in work here, Truck.
Yeah, Jacob has been doing well in defence for the Thorpdale side. Now runs towards the scoreboard. Short kick, finds his man on half-back. Now Thorpdale can move the ball on the wing side, going short, but an interception marked by Yinnar. They bring the ball inboard, looking forward and finding Mills. He gets the ball now. He goes towards the pocket. In there is a Milson. He can't get the ball. A chance for Pratt now. Chip kick into the forward pocket where the umpire says no mark. Holding the ball. Umpire says so it wasn't 10 metres. And the umpire, they're remonstrating with the umpire, but he was in the right position, less than 10 metres. Ball goes up, knockout by Yinnar. Chance for goal. Quickly go backwards. And
Clever play, Jacobson.
So now Yinnar have the chance to put another score on the board. Mills, is it?
No, I don't think so. I think it might be Shill. Is it Shirley?
Yep, Flynn Shill.
Shill now has the ball 35 out, maybe 40 out when he kicks the ball. Short legs on the man, but he's not that bad a kick, and it looks like it'll go right through the middle, and that's another goal. The second goal up for Yinnar in this term. Thorpdale yet to score, yet to get the ball too far into their attacking zone. The two quick goals by Yinnar, taking them up to 4 goals, 6. They're only 6 points behind at this stage of the game.
Style of play difference, you see, Dwayne? Is these short kicks opening things up, or is it just Yinnar being more efficient in the forward 50?
Yeah, a little bit more efficient, but I think they do the short kicks wide because Thorpdale have that extra man in the fence and they're worried about him. But normally I wouldn't worry. I think Yinnar forwards get on their bike really quick and they lead well, so they don't have to worry about chipping wide, but that seems to be a plan.
And they've been more efficient with their inside 50s. They've only had 7 Yinnar, and they've done all the scoring this quarter. And
so back in the middle we go, no one able to get it clear initially. Ball spills away of Yinnar. The big ruckman goes in there. Flynn Shill gets a little hack off the ground. Ball goes to half forward. Mackay does well to bring it to ground for Yinnar. Clancy Mills puts his head over it, but it's all Thorpdale at ground level. Ben Britton picks it up, but he's wrapped up in a big tackle by Tom Robertson. Robertson looks for the big bro Will. Kicks it over his head. Going back was Milson with the one hand. Drops it. Forward pressure on now. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Thorpdale hack it out. It might come straight back in as quickly as it went out. Di Virgilio picks it up and goes backwards to Shill. Shill's got Geary in space. Umpires found a free kick down the field. Harrow, good work by you. Spots something a bit rough house. Geary will take the free kick 70 from home. He's got 4 or 5 Thorpdale players between him and the next Yinnar player. They've set up some sort of zone here, Thorpdale. So the kick's basically just going to have to go long to the top of the square. So let's watch Harvey Mackay get loose here if we can. He goes sideways to Pat Kearns. The umpire says it wasn't 10, wasn't 15, and then Kearns gets tackled high by Sean Fella. So Kearns now 60 from home. Same situation. Goes to short one. Who do I say to keep an eye out for? Because they go for Mackay. He lays a tackle. Luck's a fortune though. It spits sideways. Thorpdale able to get the kick out. Turn over to Di Virgilio. Handball to Geary. Geary wrapped up in a tackle. Ball spills free. Gets back to Di Virgilio. He looks for Jacobson. Jacobson by hand. They've gone backwards 30 yards. Jacobson goes to the top of the square. Pratt flies from behind. Will Robinson from in front. No one can complete the mark. Stacks on the mill. And the umpire says, give it to me. And they'll ball this one up 13.5 metres out directly in front of the Yinnar goal. Pratt to do the ruck work here. Over to you, Truck.
And the score's a level. So the ball goes into attack. The umpire falling all over. Thorpdale trying to get rid of the ball in their 50 zone or coming through quickly for Yinnar was...
Shield got a high one.
He got Shield and he'll get a free kick. It could be the kick to put Yinnar into the lead. At the moment it's 4 goals, 6 to 5 goals. So Yinnar have scored 2 goals, 1 so far this term.
Look out for Chapo. Look out for Brendan Chapman.
So Yinnar now have the chance to go ahead at the probably 10-minute mark of the second quarter, doing all the attacking. A kick goes wide and out of bounds on the full.
Oh, no, he touched that. Out in the full's the call. And the goal umpire's seen what I've seen. He's trying to stop him from kicking and then the goal umpire's seen what I've seen. He goes, that's touch. Look at him still trying to get involved. And then he's just giving it up, old Don. He said, get stuffed. You're not going to listen to me. Have the free kick. And Thorpdale kick it down towards the scoreboard. Britton picks it up. And it's trickled over the boundary line down there.
Is that Donny White?
Yeah, he was onto it because the ball was definitely touched in play. And he's screaming at the central umpire. And the central umpire didn't want a bar of it. But we'll toss this one in 60 metres around from the goal nonetheless. So we flick it back into play. Pratt doing the ruck work down there. Unable to take it cleanly. Geary gets it. Goes backwards via hands.
Oh,
Didn't get rid of the ball quickly enough, however, and the umpire's paid a free kick. And I reckon he's just paid that free kick because he wants the ball somewhere else.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
And the free kick will go to Thorpdale on the half-back line of Shannon Pickering. He goes down towards centre wing. Britton flies, can't complete the mark. This is coming straight back in. Geary's the target. Punched away from him. Ball there to be won. Grinstead Jones crashes the pack. Goes in there hard as a surfing wombat. Flicks out a little handball to a teammate. There's no space. Will Robertson's got it. He dances around 4 from Thorpdale. Goes back towards Grinstead Jones, who's tackled half the side, the grinny pig. And the umpire's got the whistle in his mouth, but he forgot to blow the whistle.
Yeah.
And now he's just going to ball it up 20 out from the Yinnar goal.
There's a wrestle on there now.
They've done everything bar kick the goal. The umpire says, wrestle all you want, I'm tossing it in the air.
Oh, Rosado.
Rosado throws a bit of weight around. Ball gets outside the defensive 50. Keep an eye on Tank. I reckon he's got more to give. And he has got more to give. And the umpire's found a free kick that'll go Yinnar's way. You can have that to yourself. And they go sideways to go forward. Mark taken by McCall. He goes in short to Geary. Geary drops what he otherwise would normally take. The ball hits the ground. McCall picks it back up. Gets around 1. Gets around 2. Flying shot on goal. It was like a homing pigeon.
Great goal.
It was genuinely like a homing pigeon. It was going nowhere near it. Got to where it needed to go and said, hang on, I'm going to duck through the big sticks here.
That was Nixon Hall.
It was Nixon Hall, was it?
Yeah.
He needs to swap. He needs to get a headband on because he looks too much like Harry McCall.
He does a bit.
But then, nonetheless, another great goal there to Yinnar. They had the ball down here for that long. They had to eventually score, and Nixon Hall does exactly that.
So Yinnar go to 5 goals, 6 points up from Thorpdale, or 5 goals straight. Thorpdale yet to score this term. So, yeah, good play there by Yinnar. They're putting the pressure right on Thorpdale all the time. As the ball now back in the centre, who can get it? Bo gets the tap down to Yinnar, but picked up by Rosado. He got head butted in the tackle, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. So Rosado in the thick of things, and Thorpdale, well, after a good lead, of suddenly 6 points down, ball back in the centre, knockout. Goes to Rosado again. He tries to fend off about 8 players. Eventually does, like a bulldozer, up to half forward. No one can get there. The ball for Thorpdale. Whereas Lyndon gets the ball for Yinnar. Back onto centre wing. 1 against 2 down there. Thorpdale were beaten to the ball. As Yinnar now come through. A good tackle laid on it there. And eventually comes out through Patello. He gets the ball wide for Thorpdale onto centre wing, approaching their half-forward line. No one can get the ball though. Yinnar battling down there, eventually pick up the ball and run the ball forward, up the half forward, where nearly a good mark has been taken or paid to Jacob Patello of Thorpdale on the half-back. He goes wide, looking for teammate. Finding 2, quickly moving to his brother, and they go wide now, up to the forward line, flies wanted, man in front though,
Good mark.
but the umpire has paid a free kick
It
to
was a mark.
Thorpdale.
Mitch Gorman. No, Jared Burgess, sorry. So Burgess now about 45 out from goal. They really do need this just to settle things down a bit here, Thorpdale. They haven't had the ball down there and for quite some time, so Burgess now with a set shot after a strong mark. In he comes. Side needs it and the game needs it because it's been all Yinnar to start this second quarter. Kick on its way. Doesn't get the legs. It falls well short actually, but it's picked up at ground level by Thorpdale. Little handball over the top into some space. Big Jesse Bowes down there. Does the roving work, the big fella. And then laces out a teammate with a short pass who says Ruckman can't play. And Yinnar will settle things down in their defensive 50. And as they've been instructed to do clearly, they bring the ball right across the ground. If they can take this mark here, they're off to the races. Mark taken, trying to get free because he knows if he can get free and get this kick away, they're in space, and that's exactly how it plays out. So ball sits up on its end. Stolk runs onto it. There's only 4 players between him and goal. That's Pat Kearns, in fact. Looks for Geary. Gets out the back of the contest. Ground level. Ball 1. Snap round the corner. Traff get back. Traff indeed. Thorpdale get back. And Patullo again takes the mark on the last line of defence and settles things down. He's got a short option there and he takes it to Kane O'Donnell. So O'Donnell marks in the back pocket. The man they call Jags. He goes with a little ungainly kick to just outside defensive 50. Flynn Schill waits for it. Pops a handball over the top to Pratt. Pratt goes back to Schill. Kick the goal, Flinny boy. Kick the goal. And he's hit the woodwork. He's hit the woodwork. It would have been some sort of finish. But minor score only. And Patullo will bring the ball back into play again, Truck.
Yeah, he does. As now the score is a 1 point difference, 5-7 to 5 goals. 7 point difference to Yinnar. Patillo, he goes towards the scoreboard side of the ground. No one can mark the ball. Picked up there by Yinnar. They bring the ball forward up into the forward pocket. A push out there, kick off the ground. Geary's in there. He can't get the ball. A tackle put on Mills, and the ball will be thrown up about 20 out from the Yinnar goal, leading 5-7 to 5 goals. Throw up again. Players settled there. No one can get the ball down. But and there is the player, big player,
Rosado.
And he can't get the ball, and the umpire will ball up, and a couple of players just holding their heads. I wonder why. As the ball goes up there, a good tap down quickly by Thorpdale. That play was Gavin Lowe. As Yinnar though have the ball. Mills runs into a headlock, drops the ball, and the umpire says free kick. Free kick to be taken down by Sean Feller, one of the goal kickers for Thorpdale. So Feller, is he going to go across goal? No, he doesn't. He runs onto his left foot up towards the forward zone. No one can get the ball. In front there is Yinnar. They've tried to get the ball out. The umpire says holding the ball, and the free kick will be taken by Thorpdale. And that is
Patton.
Patton. He goes wide to the pocket. No one can get the ball for Thorpdale as the ball goes to the ground. Good attacking move. There's too many Thorpdale players down there. But a free kick has been paid to Yinnar in the back pocket. Now Yinnar, that player, can't pick him. I don't know who he is, but he'll come to us. He now decides to go towards the centre of the ground.
That's
and
McCall.
Find a quick hand pass back, running across the pitch over towards the player's box, the coach's box, and Yinnar now have control. They're chipping the ball all over the place at the moment. Kearns is in there. for Yinnar. He goes inboard and they're chipping the ball onto the Geary in the pocket. He has to turn, duck and weave on the boundary line, centres the ball in towards the goal square. No one can get it. Underneath there is Pratt. He comes in for Yinnar, gets head high tackle. Milson gets tackled and the umpire says holding the ball. And Milson, you got tackled in the wrong one, and the free kick will be taken there by
number 8.
Number 8, who we don't have. So the Yinnar player, who must go unknown. So Yinnar now have the ball right in the deep pocket, left-hand side of the goal post. Can he make it another one for Yinnar? The goal umpire says minus score only, 5 goals 8 to Yinnar, and 5 goals straight to Thorpdale. Thorpdale haven't worried the goal umpires at the moment.
So Jesse Patullo this time brings it in, and he puts it straight down Jesse Bowe's throat, and Bowe brings it to ground. It comes straight back into the attacking area. Yinnar looking to do it again, but getting back there is Aidan Ram, and Ram takes a good mark in defence and kicks wide out towards Ben Britton, who takes a nice chesty. So he'll go back on centre wing and look to set up some attack here. He's got runners inside if he wants to come a little short kick inside. Ignores that. Either that or just doesn't look. Now he looks. And now they come inside, and fancy that. You can do that, can you? Off they go. So they can now go into attack. They've got 2-on-2 down there, and Yinnar easy as you like go back and take the mark through McCall. He switches the ball laterally, and that's how you do it. You look, you see, you give, you mark, you kick, and you run, and off to the races Yinnar go again. So they've been fantastic at this since quarter time. Great coaching by Sam McCulloch to get them back into the contest. Now they have to kick long down the line. Position B is Will Robinson, creates a contest, brings it to ground out the back, and the umpire says a little bit of holding, and he says free kick to go to Yinnar right in front of the coach's box.
Scotty, number 8 for Yinnar is Ty Renwick.
Okay, so Tiger Renwick, number 8, kicks the ball long into the forward 50. Thorpdale with 4 numbers back here versus 1 Yinnar player, and Hollands Birch goes to double fist. It lands in the hands of Pratt. He gets onto the left shoe, comes back and finds a teammate in Vigilio, who marks 45 out from goal on a slide angle.
That was poor by Thorpdale. They had 4, and they were all talls too. I mean, surely to God they could have grabbed it or shepherded or done something. They just all sort of looked at each other, and the Yinnar bloke was on top of it.
So JDV, with his former teammate Trav Patton standing on the mark, will come in from 45 out. Will Robinson offers a sneaky drive-by, and JDV says, not on my watch. He goes long and he goes strong, and he goes far side for a minor score only. And that's yet another point to the Yinnar boys. Goal kicking practice during the week might be warranted. And had they a kick straight truck, your 20 goals might be on here.
5 goals 10. 5-10 to 5 goals. So Yinnar now waiting for Thorpdale to kick the ball out from the back with Jacob Patello. Now he runs 10, decides to go towards the scoreboard, side flag up there, and the ball has been touched off the pack, and the ball will be thrown in right in front of the scoreboard. Reads 5 goals 10 to 5 goals. So 10-point lead to Yinnar, but looked different at quarter time, but a good comeback by Yinnar. They're scoring 3 goals, 5 this quarter.
The umpire's plucked the Stephen Freebie out of the ruck, and it's going to go Thorpe's way. So it'll be Gavin Lowe to take the free kick on the half-back flank, wearing the unusual number 18. Forgot his jumper. Standard ruckman work, and the kick's not much better. It finds McCall of Yinnar on the half-back flank. Mackay goes for a little clever tap on. Linton gets it. They go through the hands here again, Yinnar. Schill from about 40 out. Goes in the Geary direction. No, the Pratt direction it is. He's got 2 to beat. And a really solid fist there. Gets the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in. Good defensive work down there by Thorpdale. Certainly can't knock their defensive efforts, but they probably could be a little bit cleaner with the footy. When they had the numbers before, Dwayne, you're onto it. There was 4 of them. Pick that up, dish a handball off, and away you go. But nonetheless, here we are, tossing it back in truck.
As they get the knockout for the Thorpdale side, but Yinnar bring the ball forward. A kick and a snap and a goal for Yinnar. And that was by... Oh, they're waiting in. Hit him up.
It's Robinson, was it?
19.
19.
Notman.
Jackson Notman. That's his second, is it?
First.
First.
Yeah. So now I go up to a steady 6 goals, 10 to Thorpdale 5 goals. And as we said before, the Thorpdale yet to worry the goalkeeper down the other end. I don't know whether he's asleep or awake down there because he's had no opportunity to do anything. So Thorpdale kicking down towards the northern end here with the scores 6-10 to 5 goals. You're listening to footy on Gippsland FM 104.7. The ball back in the centre, knocked out by Bo. Yinnar now can bring the ball forward. Right on the siren, misjudged, mishandled. But, well, boys, Yinnar's quarter that one.
Yeah, definitely cleaned up their forward 50 entries halfway through that quarter. Owned possession of the ball across the ground as well. It's interesting to me in an amateur, well, not amateur league, but a non-fully professional league, that you can actually flip your game styles in-game as they've done so noticeably there. Like, that's quality football and quality coaching to be able to say, what we did in the first quarter didn't work, let's go to plan B, and make that call on the fly at quarter time, get everyone on board, implement it, and then see the benefits of it almost straight away, because they clearly went to a more chip mark mode in that second quarter than they were in the first, reap the benefits on the scoreboard. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they revert back again in the third quarter and potentially run away with this footy here, Dwayne.
Yeah, I agree. I think, yep, that chipping around was for that quarter, like you said, spot on. But yeah, in the third quarter, I think they'll just go straight down the guts and just pummel them. Just keep getting it in that 50. And if they start kicking straight, she's going to be all over by three-quarter time. But they're still close enough, Thorpe, and they've obviously shown in that first quarter that they can outscore, if they're not on the game. So it's up to Thorpdale now. I mean, their backline has bloody been really good, man on man in their backline and trying to stem the tide that Yinnar's midfield have keep pushing. But, it's going to be a long haul from here, I think.
Yes, and the contested possessions, easily Thorpdale 25, but they're outnumbered by 37. And the cream on the cake, if you would like to call it, uncontested possessions, was 40, which is what Scotty said, that McCulloch said to kick the ball wide and maintain possession. But unfortunately, you only get a C pass for this quarter because you had 22 inside 50s. And so at quarter time you're 2-5, you're now 5-10. The amount of times you had in the ball, if you lowered your eyes and kicked it to the right spot, what Truck said, you could have been 20 goals up.
So at half time the score here now is 6 goals 10, a 4-goal 5 quarter by Yinnar, whereas Thorpdale didn't worry the scoreboard attendant or the goal umpire, and they remain at 5 goals. We're going to go back to the studio for some messages. We'll be back here in about 15 minutes for the second half of the game between Thorpdale and Yinnar. So we're in for an interesting quarter, this one. Both teams are out doing their drills. You notice any changes at all out there, Jeep?
I was just chatting with Dwayne there. We're watching the Thorpdale boys do their run-throughs there, and there's a certain bloke out there in number 6, Dwayne, that, well, if he was a racehorse, the vet would be going over him at the moment.
Yeah, yes, he's not going to run the game out, is he, really?
That's Tank Rosado. He's actually just pulled out of the warm-up drill and gone over to the trainer. And they've got the magic pill, the magic spray. I tell you what, he's just...
Yeah, well, oh, wonder that one.
Let's say he's potentially got a lower hip issue, shall we?
At the front.
That'll get him up and about, that's for sure.
That'll make him wild.
Yes, and to concur with others, I think Thorpdale, they need to get a quick move on with their decision-making skills, because during the second quarter, Spuds could grow faster than some of their thinking ability. So we need to go inside 50, hit the hard nut, get the ball out, and get into their forward 50, just like they did in the first quarter, and they'll have a lead.
So Thorpe, you're having a bit of circle work here before they get into their huddle, last-minute instructions. What would you be saying out there, the players? Come on, guys, let's do some good work here.
Well, I'll just refer back to that first quarter if I was Thorpe. I'll just say we slammed on 5 last time we kicked to this end against the same mob. Let's go about our business and do the exact same thing again. They played a front half game, and then when Yinnar were trying to score and couldn't, Thorpdale marked everything in defence. Last quarter, I couldn't think of a time where Thorpdale took a defensive mark, so maybe that's their metric, their KPIs. They've got to take some marks in the back 50 like they did when they were stopping Yinnar from scoring. So back yourself in. Fly for the mark rather than go the double fist punch that we saw a couple of times. And if you think you can catch it, catch it. You know, there's what they say. There's 3 forms of football. They've got it, we've got it, no one's got it. And if we've got it, they can't score. So catch it, hold on to it, and can't score. It seems pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah, and Harry McCall, though, in that second quarter was instrumental down for forward thrusts. I mean, he doesn't just get the ball and distribute it well. He goes for the second, does the old Nick Dacos, 1-2, the old soccer player, and he's running through there, and then no one's catching up to him. So I'm just a bit worried about the fitness of Thorpdale coming up against these younger legs through the middle of Yinnar.
And we spoke before the game about the rotations that Yinnar have through the middle. They've got 7 or 8. And then, if you need to break the glass and you throw Mick Geary in there as well, you can argue 8 or 9. Thorpdale will be on 4 or 5.
Yeah,
I think it really comes into play in that second half. It's been not a hot day, but a sunny sort of day as well, so probably a little bit draining. But I guess we'll see how we go. I can just see here that Jesse Petula has come forward for Thorpdale this quarter as well, which is interesting. He did his best work down back last quarter, so obviously decided to liven things up and send him down to our end, and he's got Mark Stoltz for company. But we'll get things underway back in the middle truck. It's Jesse up against Gavin Lowe.
Okay, waiting for the ball up as Lowe. You can't get the ball. It's Bo against Lowe. And Bo got the low down on
Oh, stop it, truck, stop it.
As I thought.
Just say no.
No Bo Lowe.
As the ball was in a tangle in front of the coach's boxes, get tackled, put on there. Umpire Harris will come in and ball it up. Right in front of the Thorpdale box, so under the shade of the big tree down there, as we get the throw up for the game, as get the tap down, get a quick hand pass out, moving the ball out quickly. Are the Magpies, wobbly old kick up to no one, big bounce there. Underneath it for Thorpdale. They're running with the ball, running backwards, caught with the ball. Umpire says play on as get the ball out the centre now, moving quickly up to their forward line. Players falling over the ball, and the ball goes towards the boundary line. And get the ball in, quickly move the ball towards their goals. And it kicks through. And Vincent Jones picked up that ball quickly and raced in over the top of the shoulder, put it through for his first goal for the afternoon.
I reckon that's exactly how the second quarter started, wasn't it? With a goal inside a minute or so, and that was a forewarning of things to come. But Jacobson instrumental in that play there. He probably hasn't had a lot of it possession-wise compared to some earlier games that he's played this year. he gets it, he's so clean with it, and he just sets up the play. He took the handball there, took some time, composure, handball to a teammate into a little bit of space, and that sets up that forward 50 entry. And, look out. I think here comes Yinnar.
So back in the centre again, the ball up low against Bo, and Bo gets the tap down there for Yinnar, but a good tackle Rosado laid onto the Yinnar player. Umpire come in and said you couldn't get rid of it, and we'll get a throw up. And that player down there was Di Virgilio, who was under pressure by Rosado. Ball now back again. Knocked down by Bo. He got held while going for the ruck. Ball goes to ground. Kick off the ground in the towards the Yinnar back line, but it was quickly moved by McCall. He goes up the centre wing. A chance now for Thorpdale to pick up the ball. They were held. The umpire says ready for the whistle, but Yinnar going up forward. No one can get the mark, and good defence there by Britain to bring the ball out wide for Thorpdale on centre wing. 1 bounce, 2 bounce in front of the scoreboard. A wide old kick to the hyphen Holland Birch. He puts the ball out of play, and we'll get a throw in right in front of the scoreboard.
No, the ump pinged him for dropping the prune there, I think, Truck.
Oh, geez.
He's trotted out of the centre square for the first time in a while, and he's going to go over there and have a yarn to the boundary umpire, but I'm sure he said he's dropped the rock, have a free kick, and now he's changed his mind and said toss it in.
No.
Well, there you go.
Not sure what the umpires were thinking then.
Nonetheless,
Anyway.
the little fella will throw this in. He's only a little diminutive unit, this one, but gee, he's got some good airtime on that flick. And in it goes where Bo gets his hands on it first down to Di Virgilio. He's wrapped up by Tank Rosado. Ball spits out now, Thorpdale's favour. They go into the forward 50. Kick comes down here for Patullo. Pitches just outside the white line, out of bounds on the full. And the little fella's seen that from a million miles away and got it 100% on the money. Out of bounds on the full it is. Yinnar free kick. And you're inside, so you're playing on. And Patullo fakes a chase. And Harry McCall says, I'll just run 20 yards and I'm going to lace out a Thorpdale opponent for some reason. And Thorpdale turn defence into attack. They come in through the forward 50 and find the hyphen, Hollands Birch. He lays off a handball to the ankles of Pickering. He goes thump from 50. Ball sails long, high, wide and handsome. Puts it through the big sticks. And it was Pickering indeed. Pretty good call by me. And when I say good call, I mean good guess, Sam.
That was pretty good. I don't think he was expecting the hand pass either, to be
No.
honest.
Probably didn't expect it at his ankles.
No.
No, it was very good because he pickpocketed his opposition.
Oh, not you too.
There's two of them.
One step sharp arc and just went slam right through the big sticks.
Right, Laurie.
That was Shannon Pickering's second goal for the afternoon, and a much needed one by Thorpdale, their first goal since the end of the first quarter. So a bit of pushing and shoving down there between players. Anthony Rosado, he's in the thick of things. They're trying to hold him back as the ball being thrown up in the centre. A chance for Lowe. He gets the tap down this time for Thorpdale, but it's Yinnar hitting the ball out of the middle, and a free kick to be taken by Yinnar in the middle, and that'll be taken by McKay. McKay now, he goes up forward. A kick to looking for a teammate, finds him down there. Great mark there for the man in the...
Will Robertson?
Will Robertson. So Robertson now is probably 25 out. Slide angle, could kick number 8 for the Yinnar side. So Robertson now steadies up. There's no one, virtually no one in the goal square. Well, 2 Thorpdale players. But Robson lines up the goal from this angle. Looks pretty damn good. And that's another goal to Yinnar. They go to 8 goals, 10 to 6 goals. And that's his first goal for the afternoon.
You see a few different things at the footy each week, Dwayne, when you come along. And the one thing I've learnt watching Yinnar is you do not watch the goal umpire when Will Robinson's having a shot on goal. He gets into his celebration just about the instant the ball leaves his foot. And you just watch him. And you know whether or not it's a goal or not. With that one, he was running backwards with both hands in the air like he was in a bank robbery.
Yeah, but he's been good up forward, hasn't he?
Oh, he's been fantastic for him all year, Robbo. He's going about his business nicely, but I tell you what, there's no one in the side that loves a goal more than him. So here we go, back into the middle again. Low v Bow. And no one's able to get their hands on it. In fact, the ball bounces twice before anyone does. Ram picks it up and kicks it into the forward 50. There's 4 players underneath it. It comes off the bounce. Pickering again around the corner. Which way was this one going to bounce? Through for a minor score only. But it's good that Thorpe are back in the contest here and they're able to get the ball forward and get it moving. McCall to take the kick-in duties here, and you just about guarantee that he'll play on and run. You'll just about guarantee it, and he plays on and runs. There's a Shepherd there from Stog, so he's able to get to 15, 20, and then kicks at 50. Patton sits underneath it for Thorpdale. Good mark taken there, not by Patton, though, by the interloper, and that was Ram. He goes by foot into the middle of the ground to Gorman. Gorman gets onto the right shoe, goes long, high into the forward 50. 2-on-2, 4 of them down there. Jacobson gets clipped high, and the umpire says, I saw it, don't panic, it's a free kick. And Jacobson will take the free kick in the back pocket. He's got a lead coming at him, which he honours. Mark taken just outside defensive 50. Tyg Renwick down there. So still inside his defensive 50, but they've got possession of the footy. Stolk offers a short one. He ignores that. Lovely little pass there. Goes down the line. Finds a teammate down there. In Jackson, he goes to the middle of the ground. Mark taken. They're maintaining possession again. We've gone back to that short kicking game. Shill rocks and rolls and gets around 1 or 2. That's why you play in front, because when he shins it, you take the mark. Di Virgilio does exactly that. Looks for Pratt. Pratt takes the mark. That's Yinnar footy. Kick mark, leading forward. Swallows at 35-40 out directly in front.
That's Geary.
Is it Geary, is it?
Yep.
Must have gone over Pratt's head.
Yeah, it did. Pratt was doing the shepherding out, so Pratt, good work there. He won't get any stats on that for that. But
he'll get it right up in the paper for it, I promise you that.
Rightio, okay.
Geary lines up the for his second goal for the afternoon and break the picket fence. He does so, and the ball is only a minor score. So they go to 8 goals 11 to Thorpdale 6-1.
I take it back. It won't be going in the paper now because Geary missed the goal.
That's right.
So far it's eight goal scorers for Yinnar. A picket fence for the Yinnar side. Thorpdale kicked the ball out from the fence. Pickering was in there. He gets the ball now wide, but a tackle laid on after he kicked the ball up to Holland Birch. He marks the ball on centre wing for Thorpdale. Now Holland Birch has no real person to kick to, goes inboard, finds his man who misses the mark, quickly back to Holland Birch, and he goes left footer and along the boundary line where a good mark has been taken or knocked out of Hayden Edwards' hands, and the ball goes out of play, and we'll get a throw in right in front of the scoreboard, which we can really see now. It's lit up 6 goals 1 to 8 goals 11.
So the young fella will come in. This one's even smaller, this boundary umpire, and he throws it even bigger. So in he comes, and he's thrown that one in a good 25 metres. Ball's there to be won at ground level. Thorpdale initially with the hands on it, but a couple of big tackles laid. Shill gets it, goes back to Linton. Linton dances, goes back to Shill. They use the hands well, and now they kick the ball into the forward 50. Ball gets out the back of the contest. Thorpdale favoured here through the numbers. They go in, pick the ball up cleanly. The umpire squats, stalks, and then pays a free kick for holding the prune.
He likes Mick, doesn't he?
Yeah, Yinnar will take this free kick, a kick and a half from home. Grinstead Jones on the lead. Ball doesn't get to him, though. Defensive mark taken down there by Thorpe. And they're going to have to switch, or it's going to come straight back in. And they don't switch. They kick long down the line. Hollandsburg flies. Ball hits the deck. What would I know? Ball comes straight back in. And it doesn't just come straight back in. It laces out the full fall, but it gets over the back of his head and trickles through for a minor score. No, they keep it in, Thorpe. They like to play things on the edge. They keep when they could have conceded, but nonetheless, they've got the ball now. And now they concede a boundary throw in 15 yards around. I would have given up the point and taken the footy myself, but nonetheless, we'll toss this one in around 15 yards around from the Yinnar goal. And you're doing well if you can see that truck.
Oh, I can't see the ball at all. I think they need a white ball. It's
So
Pratt's
doing the ruck work, and he gets it down to Shill. He flicks a handball off to a teammate who's wrapped up in a tackle straight away. Ball comes back to not many, dances around 1 and 2, then gets tackled. Ball still live down there. And now Thorpe get their hands on it, hack the ball away temporarily out of the forward 50, but it will come back pretty rapidly because Yinnar have set up so well behind the footy here. They're just messing around with it on the defensive 50, and the ball goes over the boundary line for a throw-in. They've got to switch this way, and otherwise it's just going to keep coming back in over their heads.
Yeah, they're trying hard, but Yinar's pressure's been ramped up in this quarter as well. Even though Yinnar aren't putting it on the scoreboard, the pressure's right up.
So the ball will get thrown back in. Low, the dominant ruckman, gets a hands on it first, gets a tap down, picked up at ground level though by Yinnar. Pat Kearns gets a handball over the top. Yinnar into a little bit of space here. Storm into the open 50. Flying shot on goal. And that's the finish.
Linton, number 50. There you go. I don't seen him kick many goals.
From Linton, get back down the back line.
Yeah,
Quality finish though.
it was. Yeah.
But they kept persisting on kicking the ball out that side. It was just a case of if not when.
Yeah, it was.
9-11 players, 6 goals, 1. And have got 9 goal kickers. So they're not favouring anyone down there. Everyone's got a free ticket in the raffle and to score goals.
Hollands Birch has dropped a couple of easy ones on the wing there. Now they've put him up forward. He is a tall. They might as well use him up forward rather than dropping it on the wing. They've got Hayden Britton coming up forward too.
And what it also means is Tom Robertson's got to go onto him. So Robbo now can't run off, which is an even better result for Thorpe. Back in the middle they go, Truck.
As the ball goes to ground, Rosato's trying to get in there. Thorpdale can't clear the ball out of the mess. They could do on the centre wing, where a flying kick goes there for Yinnar to take the kick to slow things down. Quickly move the ball on centre wing. Had possession has Yinnar. Now bring the ball into half forward. A kick into the pocket area, out of bounds.
Mark the Pratt.
Pratt. Yes, I couldn't see who had the hands on that, but Pratt, he just taking his time to go back, probably 45 out on an angle.
And this is where he kicked them from last week against Ballara with regular monotony, from hard up against the boundary line, 30 to 40 out, and he never looked like missing. So I reckon I've put the knock on him here, but this was bread and butter for him 7 days ago.
So Pratt now lines up the ball from the forward pocket. Good kick off the boot. Umpire says great goal, and he becomes their first multiple goal scorer for Yinnar this afternoon, as they go now to 10 goals, 11. That's 4 goals, 1 so far this quarter.
And to stop the presses moment, James Durkin has entered the field of play. The twos coach for Thorpe. The late call up today. He's out there on the half forward flank, so I've got to see if we can get him a possession. Because if we don't say his name on the radio at least 5 times, I'll never hear the end of it. So,
Is he a sponsor?
Well, no, but he'll annoy me, and that's more important than being a sponsor.
Right, okay.
All right, now, being more effective with their inside 50s, sharing the ball around, and as for Thorpdale, they've gone in 6 times, and they've got their, how many goals they kicked this quarter? 2?
One.
Good work by you, Sam. Ball back in the middle. Bo gets a tap on it, only down as far as Patton. He's wrapped up in a tackle straight away. And we'll have the secondary bounce. Or not even a bounce, is it these days? It's
a throw up.
It's a throw up. And Bo again gets a tap. Rosato sharks it. Gets through 1, gets through 2, gets a handball off. And the umpire's pinged him for holding the footy.
He's hand passed it off.
Yeah, I would have thought that's how the ball got to his teammate. It wasn't magic, it was a handball. But nonetheless, and won't that annoy him even more that JDV, his former teammate, has it. He goes in the middle of the ground. They've turned it over in a dangerous spot here, but numbers will win out. Yinnar go forward again through Stolk. Stolk gets over the back of the contest. Mark taking 55 from home. This is where you need the binoculars. Chipping in, though, there, Thorpdale taking a defensive mark. And this is what they did in that first quarter. We spoke of this at the break. If they can start catching the footy down there a little bit, they can take the air out of the Yinnar sails, or the jam out of their donut if you're a Snatch fan. And that's exactly what they've done here with a couple of repeat kicks and marks. McCall this time spoils from behind. Ball comes to ground. Hollands Birch goes in there, overdoes it, comes out now. Patton gets it. He goes a little chip down the line. That kick's got to be absolutely centimetre perfect. It isn't. McCall gets a hand on it. Gets tackled before he gets the footy. The umpire says play on. Stolk gets in and gives him a hand. Now it's there to be one at ground level. Thorpdale do exactly that. Although the young fella with the whistle has said out of bounds, give me the footy. And right in front of the scoreboard, they'll toss this one in. And that scoreboard says we've played 16 minutes in the third quarter. Thorpdale 6-1-37. Yinnar 10-11-71. And we'll toss it back into play, Truck, and tell the people what's happening.
As the ball goes in with the bow getting the tap down for Yinnar, but the Thorpdale pushing towards the boundary line. Umpire says
no.
free kick.
The Yinnar bloke pushed
Yinnar.
his own mate in the back and got the free kick. That's a
So Yinnar now bring the ball across half back. Quick hand pass across to Robertson. That's Tom. He gets tackled, but the Yinnar have possession of the ball in the centre of the ground. They go on wide, and a chance now for the Magpies to go forward with a chain of hand passes, and the man Grinstead Jones dead in front goes to Pratt, and Pratt takes a mark.
It's Geary.
About Geary, is it?
Yep.
With probably 35 out dead in front. A little bit of lightning over there on our left, so maybe they'll stop the game in Thorpdale's favour with a bit of lightning in the area.
Well, Yinnar in front, so
Yeah,
it won't do any good.
any good. So we've got Pratt lines up the goals. Geary, sorry, and he makes it number
Missed.
behind. Another behind,
Come on, anyone could have kicked that.
except Geary. 10 goals, 12. Yinnar goes to 6 goals, 1 to Thorpdale in the back line. The lights are on here at Thorpdale.
So they'll bring it in from fullback. They go coach's box side with a little 7-9 down the line there. Mark taken inside defensive 50. They play on through hands. Long lead comes from Gorman. That's ignored. They come back through the middle. Dangerous spot to turn it over if they do. Rosado says, not on my watch. Picks it up, sticks it under his arm. Go towards Durkin! Take him out, Durkin! Durkin lays a big tackle. Super coach points there for Jim.
He slung him.
And as per usual, as soon as he gets on the ground,
Yep,
the niggle starts.
It's a free kick to Yinnar, isn't it?
The umpire just gets in there and says, I'm going to toss it in the air. And I wish he would.
Yeah.
I wish he would, and he does. Thorpdale thump it into their forward 50. Tom Robbo's back there for Yinnar. A little bit of a fumble. Gets a handball back there to Will Robertson. Robertson out into a little bit of space here, and that'll be Notman. That'll be Pat Kearns. I've only confused them 100 times today. Pat Kearns goes long down the line. Mark taken in defence there by Thorpdale, however. And they'll look to settle things down again. Let's get the ball back down where Durkin is. That's where the magic happens. Instead, they go to Hollands Birch. Gets over the back of him. Linton's got him for company, and the ball goes over the boundary line for a throw-in. And they'll ball this one in on centre wing. We head towards 20 minutes. It's 37 plays 72 here in the third quarter for Gippsland FM. And the youngster will come in and flick this one back into the best of his abilities, Truck.
He does so. Bowes in there, he's behind the pack. It was Lowe who got the tap down, but Yinnar now can pick up the ball in the defence, and they're going backwards to go forwards with Brendan Chapman taking the mark in the back pocket. Chapman cross goals, looking for Harvey McCall, finds him two under pressure now. Harvey decides to go short, finds his man, and Yinnar away through Stoke. Stoke now half back onto Yinnar. A good play as the Magpies get the ball through Mills. Mills up to half forward with 5 uncontested marks taken by Yinnar. A free kick given away in the middle of the ground to be taken there by Grinstead Jones. He's kicked now up to the forward pocket. Flyers wanted. One arm taken down there, but the umpire says no, and the ball goes out of bounds. We'll get a throw in right in the right-hand pocket for the Yinnar side. A long way away from us here.
Looks like Hollands Birch is in the ruck now.
So here the long sleeves will do the ruck work down there up against Robinson. Ball won by Yinnar at ground level. Schill goes in. Gets a little handball off there to Mills. He snaps around the corner. Minor score only, and Thorpdale will kick in. Thorpdale will kick in, and if they've done anything well today, they've done kicking in well because they've had 13 opportunities at it. The score reads Yinnar 10-13, 73. Thorpdale 6-1, 37, 20 minutes played. They go short, but it's a little bit too long. They've turned it over, and Yinnar have just repaid the gift. No one wants the footy. Someone pick the ball up. That's exactly what we're after. Durkin puts on a quality shepherd. And the ball goes out of bounds right in front of the coach's box. And if I was Dirks, I'd run away from there because he's too close to the bench, and tackle just get him straight back off the ground, I reckon. But I'll toss this one in. 2 kicks away from the Thorpdale goal. The umpire comes around now. And it's Hollands Birch just runs in front of Jesse Bowe. And the umpire's found a free kick.
Going to Yinnar.
And it's going to go
To
Bowe in the ruck. And I'm not sure of what for. No one touched him.
Yep.
Anyways, he got a free kick. And the big ruckman does well to find a teammate, Notman, in between the two coaches' boxes. And Notman steadies the ship. And he goes long in the Pratt direction on the long lead and turns it over. That's where you think, have done well by centering the ball all day. You wonder why he goes long down the line, but nonetheless, that's what he's done. And Thorpdale now have the ball, and they just kick it back to where Notman was. Hollands Birch, position B, can't quite get there. Linton goes back and takes the mark. And you can see here, he looks straight away to come and switch the play, which he does. Finds McCall. H gets around, finds Chapman. Chapman's got Robinson on if he wants him, but he goes more central, and they're off through the middle of the ground. Mark taken right there. Robinson calls for it out wide. Now he gets his hands on it, and Robinson kicks it into the forward 50. No one able to complete the mark down there, and hopefully it goes out of bounds. And it does, and I'll get to watch the end of this race.
Waiting for the ball to be thrown in on the halfback line for the Yinnar side. They're leading 10 goals, 13-6-1 here. Late in the third quarter, throw in forward pocket for the Yinnar side. They get their knocked out through Linton. He goes to ground. In there is Grinstead Jones, gets tackled. Umpire will play a free kick. No, ball it up. He'll ball it up in the forward pocket for the Yinnar side. They're certainly got the go-ahead after the first quarter as Yinnar now fight for possession, but Thorpdale get the ball out of the back line. In there, a good mark taken for Yinnar through the agency of Robertson it was, as Thorpdale now have the ball in the centre.
Paid a throw.
Yeah, it was.
So Yinnar now have the ball in the centre. And they're ready to kick towards the forward pocket. Great mark taken down there by the Yinnar forward. When he gets up, we'll be able to...
It'll be Jacobson in those blue boots.
Yep. So Jacobson has yet to score a goal this quarter.
That's right, he hasn't scored one for the game.
No.
Number 9, Laurie.
Yes.
Now you can put this one in the book and take the ball straight back to the middle. That's how good a kick he is. So in he comes, kick on its way. Goal umpire doesn't deviate. It went straight over his bonce, through the big sticks, and they can take the ball back to the middle like they should have just done because I said so, Dwayne.
Yep, you're the man. No, good play by Yinnar. They're starting to get on top of them now. They're chipping around like they did in the second quarter, but they're actually hitting targets. And the leading by the forwards is really good. They're spreading wide, making the defenders stretch out and try and, knock the ball away, but they can't because of the pinpoint accuracy of the midfielders coming forward.
And I think that midfield's the key. We spoke about their depth, and that depth is really starting to show off. Now, that's Jacobson, a midfielder, resting forward and impacting the scoreboard as well, which is exactly what you want as they come back to the middle for Hollands Birch v. Bow. Bow gets a tap down, but Thorpdale steal it. They go backwards initially through the hands, and then the kick comes into the forward 50, and they've turned it over to Tom Robertson at centre-half back. He's got options screaming for it in every single direction bar straight ahead. He chooses option B, goes to Mackay, comes back to Linton. Linton's kick goes down towards Schill, who takes it on his chest. He rolls, and you can just see him straight away look back inside because they know that's where their teammates are going to be. Mackay handballs to McCall, and then they go back through the hands again in the middle of the ground. From 55, Stolk sets it sail towards the top of the square. The big boys fly, but it's a defensive mark taken down there by Thorpe. And that'll be, who's my mate down there? Jesse Patullo taking the grab, and he plays on and goes centre wing. Mackay flies from 3 deep, gets his first bite of it, can't quite complete the grab. He's there to grab it at ground level though, kicks them back to the top of the square, playing kick to kick with Patullo, who takes another mark. And this time he goes sideways, lesson learnt. And they open the ground up a little bit. Patton's on for a short one over the top. That's where the kick goes. And it's a good kick. Lovely weighted. Finds Trav in the middle of the defensive area. He dishes a handball off. They got numbers through the middle. Durkin's near the footy. Give it to Durkin. Even his teammates won't kick it to him. They'd rather kick it to the opposition, and Linton takes a mark at centre-half back. He then goes down the half-forward line. Wash, rinse, repeat. Yinnar are going to boot this into the forward 50. Top of the square. Top of the 50 arc job here. Thorpe, they'll go back and take the defensive mark, and they're actually doing a good job of getting their hands on the footy here for a little while, Thorpe. They've just got to distribute it just slightly better. And now they're off to the races. They go centrally rather than use Durkin when Durkin was on. Durkin lays a tackle, though. There's more Super Coach points, Dirks.
Yep.
Though, with numbers, go through Stolk. They go wide again. Dead set just set up camp out there because that's where the footy's going all day, every day, and it's always to a Yinnar bloke. They win it out through weight of numbers here. Robinson Tom goes round the corner to find an unmarked teammate in the forward 50.
Sure.
Too far out to score, you would suspect.
He's backed himself.
Yeah, I've backed myself on many an occasion and come up short too.
Yeah, well.
So let's see what happens here. Flynn's there. He's going to have to kick at the best part of 50. He does have the advantage of gravity. He's kicking downhill. He's got hold of it. It's gone to the middle of the goal square.
Oh, grab by Bo.
Short blokes don't get any taller and tall blokes don't get any shorter. Everyone's jumped and Jesse Bowe's just stood there.
That's right.
And it's like grabbing an apple off a tree when he's grabbed the big TW Sharon with both mitts. 4.6 metres out in the goal square. As the siren sounds, Jesse Bowe goes back. Don't run off your line. He doesn't run off his line and he kicks it over the net to be a super smarty pants. Someone's going to have to go and get it. Another goal to Yinnar.
On the siren.
So Yinnar go to 12-13 at three-quarter time to Thorpdale 6-1 goal scorers there. Well, it's been a bit of a picket fence for the Yinnar side. Lachlan Pratt has 2, with singles going to James Jacobson, Clancy Mills, Will Robertson, Jackson Notman, Nixon Hall, Jesse Bowe, Mick Geary, Luke Linden and James D. Virgilio. While Thorpdale only scored 1 goal that quarter, and that was makes Shannon Pickering 2 and Heath Ferguson 2. So at the moment, scoreboard reads 12-13 to 6 goals 1. What do you think, Jeep?
Yeah, I think this is the outcome we were expecting at the start of the day, and no disrespect to Thorpdale, they fired their best shot in the first quarter, kicked their 5 goals and were up and about, but the quality of Yinnar, the class of Yinnar, their adaptability during the game to be able to switch game styles, their spread, they're just doing what better sides are capable of doing in the Mid-Gippsland Football Netball League, and they're clearly showing me that they're one of those top 3 sides along with Fish Creek and Thorpdale. With Fish Creek and Foster. Thorpdale, as silly as it sounds, aren't that far off them. They're just lacking an extra 1 or 2 players that can give them that drive through the middle and probably a forward that can hold on to a mark when the ball comes down here. So they've tried a couple of things. Daniel Taylor, he's put Hollands Birch down there, who looks like he can take a mark. They've probably given their best shot. Now it's the case for Thorpdale of having to hold on. They can't let this get super ugly in the last quarter, and Yinnar are ruthless. We saw it last week out at Ballara, and we've seen it time and time again. They will try and put their foot on the throat here and win this big time.
Yes, stats-wise, inside 450s, it's 10 to Thorpdale, and that was a 2-1 to Yinnar. They had 21, they had 46 contested possessions, 40 uncontested, and the uncontested possessions is where the play was set, especially across the half-back line. They had 12 free kicks because of Thorpdale's in disciplined play. They were ahead of the centre clearances 4-2, and I owe Yinnar supporters an apology. I thought your team was going to be shite because you had a soft game last week, so you never judge a book by its cover.
Wayne. Wayne, sorry.
Yep, I'm just still trying to get over Sam's 5 or 6 metaphors there. I'm just trying to soak them all in. But yeah, well said, Sam. Yeah, I like Jed. It's Thorpe got to hang on. I don't want to get absolute piffling because they've been pretty good today with their pressure and intercept marking. But yeah, they're just looking a little bit tired. I noticed Rosado wasn't in the centre; he was out on the wing. So yeah, they just got to stand tall and tough for this last quarter.
So three-quarter time here, 12 goals 13 to 6 goals 1. We'll go back to the studios for more messages. We'll be back here for the exciting last quarter of the game between Thorpdale and Yinnar. hard. They're pushing each other, and Thorpdale trying to get clear, but nearly a good mark. Geary's in there for Yinnar, lays the tackle. Umpire says ball up. The ruckman, you look after the fight, Swain, and we'll look after the play.
Funny story, boys. Both of those ruckmen are unavailable for the next couple of weeks, so they might not actually care. It could be a good watch.
And the throw up in the forward pocket for the Yinnar side, coming through his Mills. He gets tackled. Umpire says he threw the ball away, and a free kick to be taken there by Thorpdale's Ram. Ram now goes on to centre wing. Nearly a mark for Yinnar. Ball goes towards the boundary. They keep the ball in line, and with the chain of hand passes quickly coming up through Hall. Nixon Hall has the mark on the boundary line, but the umpire says it's out of play.
Yeah, Trav Patton got a fist on that. And I'll tell you who's filthy there at full forward, Dwayne, as the fight starts between the two ruckmen. Tank Rosado.
Oh, yeah, he'd want to be in there.
He's to get into it all day, and when it kicks off, he's at the wrong end.
That's right.
So the ball's just gone over the fence here, and of course the umpires aren't allowed to jump the fence to get it, so it takes a few seconds for him to get it back into play. A shallow throw in. Bo gets a tap down on it. Ram puts his head over it, but it's going to end up in Yinnar's hands through Shill. He kicks in the Geary direction. He keeps it in front of him. Mackay picks it up. Probably hasn't got the footy. And the umpire saw what I saw, and he gets a free kick for holding the man. The Thorpdale defender said, "Is that my footy for dropping the ball?" And the umpire said, "Mate, he never had it. He couldn't drop it if he never had it." Mackay's kick is a ripper. Absolute ripper as he finds Grinstead Jones 45 from home. A few of the boys are making leads as if to suggest that Grinny hasn't got this leg on him anymore. And he honours that lead to Pratt, who marks 30 out directly in front. Good selfless play there by Grinny, who probably also didn't want to tear a hamstring trying to kick at 45.
They look a bit familiar, don't they?
They're very similar. I think Grinny's a little bit wider.
A little bit.
Not much. He makes the lines a bit swervy, I think. Anyway, Pratt lines up the ball for Yinnar, right in front. Goal umpire moves to the left. Says only a minor score. So they go to 12-14 to 6 goals, 1.
So Jesse Patullo to do the kicking in duties here. He's back in defence. He might have a contract that says he only plays at this end of the ground, perhaps. And he plays on and then goes a little 7-iron down the line there and finds a teammate who takes a good mark.
Ram.
Just outside of 50 in Ram. We did speak to him at the break, and he's had 3 touches this quarter. And they've all been quality because they've found teammates, and he does that exactly again. Finds a teammate on the half-back flank in Jared Burgess. Burgess goes down to the half-forward line. Ball at ground level to be one, picked up by Pat, and he puts the left shoe into it. Which way is it going to bounce?
Right through.
Yep, that looks like a goal.
Yeah, quality finish. Quality finish and a much-deserved goal for Thorpe.
Hang on, the umpire's...
He's been quiet today, though, hasn't he, Patton?
It is a goal? Yes, it is a goal.
Yeah, so good play there, starting at the half-back flank. 2-3 possessions down through the ground, and then Patton from outside 50 opens the goal kicking in the last quarter. And I tell you what else is about to open up too. Those clouds, they are scary looking. Someone grab 2 of everything and send a lot of timber to Thorpdale.
Waiting for the ball back in the centre for the Thorpdale side. The umpire has to run in about 8 metres, throws the ball up in the air, and who's going to get it? Is it Lowe or Bo? Bo gets the ball down to his teammate as Yinnar. Get the clearance out of the centre. Umpire's played a free kick though to Thorpe, and that was Patton, the goal kicker just before. He goes wide. Was Thorpdale trying to get the ball up to their forward line. Goes out of play, and we'll get a throw in. Half forward line for the Thorpdale side. They trail 7-1 to 12-14. Throw in now. With we're just waiting for the boundary umpire to throw it in. They do so. No one can get the tap down. Ball kicked off the ground by Thorpdale. Through for another goal for the Blues. Not sure who got that one, but it was straight off the throw in. So we can't give that one to any known players.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, 8 goals, 1 plays, 10 goals, 14.
No, I'm confident it was Rosado.
No, it was no. Rosado's nowhere near it.
No.
I'm going to
Shermanator levels confidence there, Sam.
One of the long sleeve jumper.
No.
Long sleeve jumper.
I reckon it's a Durkin.
Oh, stop it.
Where he's getting a drink. Or is it Gorman?
Could be Mitch Gorman. Yeah, we'll give him one.
I tell you what, if it's Durkin, I'll never hear the bloody end of it, so I hope it was Gorman. Anyway, back in the middle we go. And the umpire tosses it high. Thorpe with a couple to open the last quarter. We were worried they were going to get blown out, but they've come back and gone bang, bang, and now it's in the forward 50 for Yinnar, and Pratt takes a good mark. He's really been impressive when he's got a little bit of time and space, and Pratt will go back and have another shot on goal from about 20 out. Slight angle, won't worry him. He kicks them from everywhere. I reckon he could jump the fence and kick it from between a couple of parked cars with his form last week.
He already got 2 on the board.
So, any will come from no more than a cricket pitch away. He trots in. Man on the mark stands with his hands on his hips like he's been told he's got to do overtime. And Pratt goes bang and puts it over the goal umpire's lid. And that's the first for the quarter for Yinnar. 3 goals in the first couple of minutes. Good free-flowing footy here to finish off the last quarter. Mid-Gippsland Football Netball League action live on Gippsland FM. Quality football from both sides.
Yeah, game's opened up as they've gotten a bit tired, and now the ball should go down the centre corridor a bit more. I don't think they'd be bothered going wide anymore, these blokes.
Waiting for the storm to happen, but we've got the umpire in the middle of the ground as he throws the ball up. It's no one gets the tap down. Ball goes to ground. In there is Rosado. Gets a hand pass across out to Patton. He gets the ball now for Thorpdale. They go up forward. Ball is bouncing free. Kick on goal for Thorpdale. Another goal on the board. No, minus score. We're only wishing then.
Sean Fowler.
So a quick return to the forward line for the Thorpdale side. So now waiting for Yinnar through... who's kicking out? Robertson, yes. So Robertson kicks the ball out from the Yinnar full back line, goes to our left, and eventually gets the ball to his teammate on the half back line. Now up towards the scoreboard side, Flyers want a group of players down there. No one can get the ball. Robertson's in there. So is Britain, and the ball will go for a ball up right in front of near the scoreboard, and that reads 13-14 8-2. So it's a chance now. Thorpdale in their attacking zone, get the tap down, running forward, but Yinnar shark the ball up to their forward line. Milson's in there. He gets to get the ball wide for the Thorpdale side, but to no one in particular. And Yinnar with a short kick goes quickly, chase of hand pass, pushing off, running into an open goal, short kick, a chance for Thorpdale. Can he touch the ball? He does.
Yeah, he touched it.
And that goes wide. 13 goals. 15 it does Yinnar, but they missed a chance there, getting a goal on the board.
Just starting to get a few specks of rain on the window here, Truck, now. Toss the coin to who's going out on the roof to get the Starlink back in. This could be some sort of fun in 20 minutes' time. It looks like it's about to start heaving down, and Thorpdale take the ball out of defence. They've gone scoreboard side, kick mark, and they've got the ball just outside their defensive 50. Long left-footed kick down there, and a long left leg it is, but it's probably going to come straight back. Linton gets his hands on it, but spills the ball out the back. Thorpdale with runners at ground level. But they can't get their hands on it. Thorpe playing some good footy here. They kick the ball in the forward 50, Patton down there, spoiled from him. Anyone but Durkin picks it up. He gets bundled off the footy. Bad luck, Dirk's in some mud. Crash in from both directions, get the ball in their hand, and as they've done all day, they've chipped, gone wide, and then come back through the middle of the ground. Held possession, and it is off to the races time. Robbo gets a handball there to Schill. At Schill's feet, he gets hit the big tackle. Spits the ball forward. It's going to end up with McCall eventually. No, the umpire's found a free kick for holding on too long in the tackle to Schill. He rolls onto the left leg, and it's just a wave of black and white streaming down the outside of the ground, and they find the marking target inside 50. And still they run. Still they lead. Still they offer up. He goes top of the square. McCall from 3 deep. Can't get his hands on it. Geary keeps it alive. Keeps the ball in play. Big Pratt puts his head over it. He's got an opponent on him like he's a backpack. And he's just trying to walk in towards the goals. Tackle takes him to ground. Ball to be won at ground level. They're getting smaller but only marginally as Grinstead Jones cracks him. They find a teammate top of the goal square. 25 out directly in front. Yinnar mark.
Renwick.
And it's young Tig, the late inclusion, will go back and look to kick a goal. He's got a couple of blokes standing there either side of him, half hinting at a handball. Tell them to get stuff, young fella. Go back and kick your goal. So from 25 out, no angle to speak of. Slight breeze from right to left as he looks at it. He goes right goalpost. Sits it up on the breeze, maybe a little bit too much. Skinny side, minor score only. It all adds up, though, and it all adds up to a very comfortable Yinnar win. And it's Ben Britton who brings it back into play. 44-22, they're doing things mathematically. Patullo goes down the line. I wish you could find 11 Jeremiah Jones. That would really impress me, but they can't. They've gone into the forward 50 where Patton's on his own. Patton marks, turns, goes to the top of the square. Thorpdale forward streaming towards it. He says, don't worry about that. Going to have a flying shot myself and go skinny side for a minor score only. She's really opened up here. Bruise-free footy in the last couple of minutes. If you can run and get it, you can get your hands on the footy and you can take off. And Yinnar bring it back into play, goes short. Linton, it drops in front of him. It's a hot footy. He flicks it up, gets into a teammate in space. And here we go again, end-to-end stuff. Yinnar this time, their turn to run forward with it. If you can get out the back of the contest here, they're off to the races. Sits, pivots, gets around one, can't get around two. Will Robinson on the fly gets a handball. I'll tell you what, if he kicks a goal from here, he'll just about jump the fence and drive home.
Free kick to Yinnar.
Nah, taken over the boundary line. The young fella said, oi, Big Will, give me the footy. You've gone over the white line, brother. I'm going to toss this one in. 45 around from the Yinnar goal. And a big toss it is. Tap from Pratt goes down towards Di Virgilio. He can't take it cleanly and it stacks on the mill.
First time we've seen Rosado for a while in this game.
Yeah, he's obviously come off from full forward and come up onto the footy.
May as well.
So the umpire tosses it in the air. No one able to take it clean from the stoppage. Hacked forward by Thorpdale. Finds a bit of grass. But they find the Yinnar numbers back there waiting behind the ball. And it goes back to Linton. He flicks a little handball up there. Yinnar still holding on to it. Another short pass. Geary direction. Robertson gets F support. Ball falls down in front. Geary puts the pressure on. Gorman now picks it up and just thumps it as far as he can. And as wide as he can. And as far as he can. It hits 1, 2, 3 cars. And we'll toss this one in centre wing. Far side of the ground.
No one out on the full.
Did it go out in the full?
Yep.
Didn't look like it, did it?
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yinnar have the ball now through Jacobson. Jacobson's kick on the wing looking for Geary. He makes the lead. But decides to go inboard a little bit. Flyers wanted underneath there. Good mark. Taken by Jackson Notman.
There was no flying there. The three went up and he just stayed down and hit a nice chest mark.
So Notman has the ball now. Or is it Pratt?
No, it's Notman.
It is Notman, yeah. So here's the ball now. Probably 35 out dead in front for the Yinnar side. Could he make it number 14 for the Magpies? He kicks wide, and that's another minor score. 13-17.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. They're talking about it. Now they've decided it's a point. I think the young fellow was too brave to say it went out in the full.
So waiting for Thorpdale to remove the ball from the back line. Jesse Patillo with the ball. He goes towards the scoreboard. Elects to go short over the boundary line. Free kick for Yinnar. Quickly taken back towards the goals again. And this time it's a mark to Patillo right on the boundary line. He decides to run through the square. Mad hand pass. Go backwards for Yinnar out on the full. And bad play there by Thorpdale. They had the chance to clear the ball away. They decided to go across goal and eventually got the ball out on the full on the right-hand side behind post.
Well, watch this space struck because the young kid called it out on the full. The Thorpe player said it wasn't out on the full. And the field umpire saying it is out on the full. So between them, they got the right answer, I reckon, because Will Robinson said, let's have a shot on goal.
He's going to do the bend kick, and he kicked it, bended too much. And 13-18 is the result.
No, he's put it out in the full this time, they spoke. And the boundary umpire said, no, I'll be brave enough to call it out in the full this time. And Trav Patton's come from 19 deep. He's run past 15 blokes to get his hands on the footy and take the cheapie. That's beautiful work, that is. And of course,
good to see Harry McCall playing up forward, so we might get 1 or 2 hangers.
And now he plays on and says to Grinny, come and get me. And Grinny says, I'll get you. It might take a while, but I'll get you. And then he kicks it up beyond centre of the ground. Thorpdale with some numbers ahead of the footy here. but they can't take it cleanly, and he's dropped it, and Tom Robertson said, give me the footy, I'm going to kick it back to the bro. So Tom Robbo now with it, goes short, a little bit too long on the short kick, if that makes any sense whatsoever, because it goes over his teammate's head. It's a hot footy to be won. Stolk now gets it. Pratt on his own. It's like he's got some kind of illness. He's that far on his own out there inside the forward 50. Robinson leads. That's ignored. McCall leads. That's ignored.
No, we want to kick it.
Pratt must have something written in the contract. There might
Absolutely.
be something in the contract.
Oh, no, he's gone short.
He goes short now to Robinson, who's nowhere near on the better angle that he was when he led the first time, but his guilty conscience has got the better of him, and Robbo will go back here from about 45 out. Still a tough kick from here. It'll take his best. Now let's see if Harry McColl's setting himself for a hanger on the goal line here. So, Robbo comes in. McColl's only one step behind line. You need to be about 3-4 steps further back, I would have thought. Robbo's popped it up. He's popped it up. He's popped it over. He's popped it in. That is a big, big finish. That is a quality finish from there, Will Robinson.
Does he normally play up forward?
Yeah, he does, yeah. He plays half forward. Tends to get further up the ground.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I've never seen him this close to goal.
He's probably sniffed an opportunity today.
Yeah. I think Grinstead Jones would be spewing, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He'd be wanting to get into this goal fest, and he's only got one, I think.
He's got one, yeah. Yes, he's had a very quiet day, Grinner. Hasn't done very much at all. The players around him are doing all the work, with Pratt scoring 4 goals at the moment.
Well, if you said they'd score 14 and Geary and Grinny only kick 2 between them, you'd be pretty happy, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Notman gets it out of the centre, goes through the hands to Mills. Mills goes in the Geary direction from behind. Speak of the two, there they are right on cue. Grinny and Geary. Ball! Don't kick it off the ground like that, you'll break your leg. And the umpire says that's a kicking in danger of the hot.
No.
Oh, stop it.
Yep, he's gone the other way.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, I know.
Wowee. Anyway.
Clancy Mills with the ball to Geary. He marks in the forward pocket. Gets dragged down. The umpire's not brave enough to play a 50. And the player brought down by Tide Melbourne. So right on the 50-metre arc is Geary. Will he line up for a goal? Has he got a goal this term? He has... Yes, already got one. Goes short and tackle on Grinstead Jones. Could have been holding the ball. No. The umpire come in and ball it up in the square, and players are arguing with him and carrying on. But the umpire says, my ball, guys. I'm going to ball it up forward pocket for the Yinnar side. Thorpdale get the knockout to Geary. He tackles the ball. Gets a wrong kicking good towards the goals. Bouncing through for a minor score. 14-18 goes Yinnar to Thorpdale. 8 goals, 3.
So Thorpe bring it into play for time 17 today. And they go long and wide out towards Rosado. And a good fist on the footy there sees it over the boundary line for a throw-in. So we'll toss this one in around 60 around from the goal. And the can bar down there just getting a little voice for us as well. I think the sherbets are starting to take effect. Yes. And we can have a bit of fun in the last few minutes if the ball stays down here. So flicked into play by the boundary umpire. Rosado's there, Patton's there. Neither can take it cleanly. Patton dives, looks for the free kick, and the umpire says, not on my watch, we'll ball this one back in again. So watch, rinse, repeat. And we'll toss this one in about 53 metres around from the Yinnar goal.
That was a nice dive by Patton. Nearly got it.
And it was... the Russian judge gave it a 9.
Yep, as they do.
So in it comes. Bo this time gets a flick out the back towards Mills. Patton runs past Mills, gets a little hand to it. Now a kick off the ground, comes into the forward 50. Geary picks it up. Handball off to Mackay. Mackay goes back to Geary. Geary goes to Robinson. Robinson's wrapped up in the tackle. And umpire Harrison says, you've dropped the prune, Tommy boy. Have a free kick. And that'll go to Thorpe across the half back line. And it's good play by Jeremiah Jones. And he gets it off there to a teammate. Gorman goes to the half forward line. They bring the ball into the forward 50. There's a one-on-one in front of him. Kick it to the one-on-one. Back your forward in. No, I'm going to go back and have a shot.
Sean Fowler, by the look of it.
And I don't mind it if you can do it. It ain't bragging. Well, so Sean Fowler from the best part of 50 out down the hill comes in. He kicked one earlier when Thorpe were up and about. He runs his little arc out on the left leg and goes thump. Doesn't look like distance will be a problem because it's gone over the fence. But accuracy was minor score only. And what does that scoreboard say? It's
8-4, 8-4, 14-18.
And crucially, it says we've played 20 minutes.
Yep.
which means we're not far from being done. And Yinnar have turned it over on the kicking. That's pretty ordinary, pretty poor.
Trav Patton, I think.
And
No, that's Edwards.
Edwards will go back from
been
about 40 out on the slide angle.
He's been all right today, especially this last half. Him and Ram have stepped up a little bit.
So in comes H. Left leg, kick on its way. Looks to go late.
Missed.
And it goes wide. Minor score only. They probably deserve a goal or two to finish the last quarter off, Thorpe. They've been competitive. But they just can't seem to get it through the big sticks, can they, Truck?
Nah, a bit hard. McCall brings the ball out from fullback. A running
McCall
mark quick there by Robertson. Robertson now get with the ball on the half back line. As the ball goes into centre. Good mark taken, but chipped and taken by Thorpdale. Free kick.
So Linton will get the free kick for the marking interference. And surprise, surprise, McCall on the drive-by gets a handball.
Yep.
Goes down the line, finds a teammate in Jacobson. Jacobson's got a teammate who's just come off the bench. That's very, very sneaky. We like it. Goes into Will Robinson, hard up against the boundary. Robinson overruns it. Handball back to Patton. Patton just absorbs the tackle and uses all the experience to see the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in. Around 47 and a quarter metres around from the Yinnar goal. We've played 21 and a half. Yinnar doing it very comfortably after Thorpe kicked 5 of the first 6 goals of the game. It's been all the black and white since. So we'll toss this one back in, Truck, and see if Yinnar can get a late one.
So throw in the forward pocket for Yinnar. Picked out the pack by Pratt. Lines up, left footer, and it's a minor score only to Yinnar. 14-19. Kicking away the percentage this afternoon. Thorpdale now moving the ball from their back line through Jacob Patello. Patello now. Back pocket for Thorpe. Bit undecided. He goes up towards the line looking for the big man Rosado. Rosado now has the ball in the back line. He goes short, but not short enough as it's picked up by Yinnar. Doing the old 1-2. Yinnar bringing the ball back into the half-forward line. Fries wanted in there. Pratt's down there. So's Milson. He gets the ball. Gets tackled as Yinnar go through. A head-high tackle. Umpire saw it. Free kick Yinnar in the forward pocket. So Yinnar now have the chance to put a further score on the board. Waiting for the
Jackson Notman.
Notman with the mark, with the free kick.
Big Jesse Bow going to the goal line too. Might take another mark in the square.
So waiting for Notman.
Oh no.
No, we won't be marking that.
He shanked it wide and it's a free kick out of bounds on the full for the Yinnar side.
Did you call for that, Truck? Because I think he's tried to kick that to you.
I think he did,
didn't miss
yeah.
by much.
I want a football. As the ball goes out towards the scoreboard. But picked up by Notman. Notman, he goes inboard, finds his man there too. And they can run with the ball, Quick up towards the goals, going through for another minor score. They go to 14-20. Very bad kicking. I think a bit of practice there on Tuesday because they've got a hard game coming up the next time, I think, against Foster.
They have got Foster in 2 weeks' time. We'll be there for the radio as well. I'll tell you what they want to start doing. You start sharing the ball in their forward 50. There's a little bit of name in the paper stuff going on here, I reckon.
There is. You're right. Yep.
And Thorpe got the ball to the half-back line. Mark taken out there by one of the Patulos. And that will be Jesse. So Jesse goes with a short pass, finds a teammate. Umpire said too short, in fact, and forced Hayden Britton to play on. So play on he doesn't go long down the line of the half-forward flank. Wrapped up in a tackle down there, and the umpire stalks, but doesn't blow his whistle as the ball trickles outside. Yinnar winning at ground level, but the umpire's found a free kick, and it's going to go Thorpe's way. So turn around and get it in there quickly before the numbers flood back, and that's exactly what they do. Yinnar have got an extra number back, though, and they take the defensive mark. And then they get on to their chip and run game, although they've missed their first target, which leaves the door open for Thorpe. Durkin down there at ground level, was he held without it? No, it was the Yinnar player held without it.
Robertson.
McCall.
So McCall now.
McCall to Robinson.
Has the umpire paid a 50?
Paid a 50, the first
And I
one
reckon
today.
that's a 50 against Durkin too.
Yeah, I reckon you're right.
You beauty. You beauty. Negative Supercoach points for Dirks. So McCall will come all the way. That's a decent 50.
Yeah.
And McCall will come all the way down to make him a kick and a half from home. Grinny 1-on-1 in the square. Just get it over the back of the square and Grinny's a chance, but they don't.
Digging
They ignore
to
that and go to Pratt. He slides in on his knees and takes a mark while sitting on his derriere, if you don't mind.
He's a good kick, McCall. He's a good passer.
He's a bloody good footballer, full stop.
He certainly is.
He'll find his way to the 3 votes today, you'd suggest.
He'll be up there.
So Pratt now with another mark inside 50. This is a decent kick, though. He's on a 45-degree angle and he's going to have to kick at the best part of 48. And I'm just looking back here for the goal line to see who the flyers are. Will Robinson. It won't matter, though, because the siren sounded. It's all about percentage and personal pride as Pratt comes in and goes bang. It's a sideways Stephen Kernahan mongrel punt kick, and that pretty much sums up Yinnar's goal kicking for the day. Minor score only. Siren sounds. Game over. And it's Thorpdale 8-5, 53, defeated by Yinnar 14-21, 105. 52-point winners, the Magpies. But more importantly to my eye, about 3 times as many scoring shots. They were dominant.
Especially after the first quarter when Thorpdale scored their 5 goals to 2-5 and actually led at the first break. But after the second quarter, from the second quarter, Yinnar just stood up and played executive football. They looked for each other, they kicked the ball wide, they chipped past, they did everything. And when you looked around, you think, how many players on the field of Yinnar? They seem to be everywhere, as they played out of position but got the ball forward. Unfortunately, their kicking boots weren't on. 14-21 tells the story. They had 35 shots at goal to 13. But they still got the score on the board. That's what it was, 14-21. Their goal kickers going through the list was James Jacobson 1, Clancy Mills 1, Will Robertson 2, Kane Grinstead-Jones 1, Pratt 3, Nixon Hall 1, Jesse Bow 1, Mick Geary 1, Luke Linton 1, and James Virgilio also scored 1. Well, for Thorpdale, Sean Feller 1, Mitch Gorman 1, Jeremiah Jones 1, Shannon Pickering 2, Heath Ferguson 2. But Dwayne, what do you make of Yinnar's performance?
Yeah, a bit scrappy. I mean, when you play a team like Thorpdale, it'll make it a bit of a scrap. That's the only way Thorpdale were actually going to probably win the game, was to make it a tough, contested football game, which they did. For most of it, it's just their foot skills and their running ability let Thorpdale down. On the other hand, Yinnar had plenty of chances, but once again, they missed some easy targets too. It was just one of those days with perfect footballing conditions, no wind, no rain, maybe a little bit of a spot of it now, but yeah, both sides, it was just a rough, tough sort of game, and no one could break free.
Yes, all right, now here we go for the stats. Contested possessions for the home team, Thorpdale 38. Uncontested was 40. You flip the page over and was Yinnar was 38 and uncontested was 39. But they both wasted a lot of their uncontested possessions. Free kick, Yinnar got 17. A few out in the fools. A couple of give the umpire some advice when he doesn't need it. Tackles are relatively even, 18 to 23. Centre clearances, 3 Thorpdale, 4 Yinnar. The inside 50s was a damage. 23 to Yinnar and 13 to Thorpdale. And yes, I think Yinnar next week, they want to share the football around a bit more, because some players were just being a little bit too greedy. They should have just looked for someone a little bit closer to the goal square, and that score would have been a lot more damaging.
Jeep.
Yeah, good football played by Yinnar in patches. Disappointing in front of goals, I think, would be how Sam McCulley could sum it up. You don't come up here and walk away after 4 points and an 8 or 9 goal win easily, so be happy enough with that. Harry McCall outstanding. Flynn Schill really good all day. And then the other players seem to come in and out of the game. Clancy Mills was good in patches. Mick Geary does what Mick Geary always does. And like I say, the rest of them sort of in and out of the game in patches. I thought Jeremiah Jones presented really well for Thorpdale when they were up and about earlier, cross half forward. But after that, it just felt like their coach Daniel Taylor was shuffling the deck chairs a little bit and just trying to play catch up. And it's hard to do against a quality side like that. So I think the right side won by roughly the right margin. But having said that, if they had to kick straight, they could have done anything today, Yinnar. And just looking forward, they play Foster in 2 weeks' time, and we'll cover that game for Gippsland FM. That'll tell us more about Yinnar. Then 151-point winners last week. That's great. They deserved it. They got it. 60-odd point winners today. That's great. They deserve it. They got it. Let's see in 2 weeks' time when they take on Foster how they go, and that'll give us a real guide to where they're at. For Thorpe, they've got to get back on the winners list. They've got to start to find a way to start winning some games of footy if they want to play finals again.
Yeah, so that wraps it up for another game of football on Gippsland FM 104.7 with the final score, Yinnar 14-21 to Thorpdale 8-5, and in the reserves it was a runaway win to Yinnar 28-13 to Thorpdale 1-1, so not a very good and happy day for the Thorpdale crew. So we'll be back next weekend, a big one from the Tarwin Footy Ground in the King's Birthday weekend clash. The Jeep will be there to broadcast that one. Until then, this is Truck Williams, the Jeep and the Wreck saying goodbye.